Give me 1 second. I'm waiting for people to come in. All righty, Liz. Yes, I'm a resting bitch face. I'm sorry. Yoo-hoo, my tutu. Y'all hear Cash? I had to get up while ago and take the extra remote away from him. He would not. He would roll. He would move just enough that the TV would turn on, and then he would open one eye and look at me. I'm like, he did that on purpose. Hey, Monica. Wolfie. I reckon I'm just going to have to give up on OBS. Maria Hart's yarn. I love yarn too. Hey, Flossie. Is Flossie here? LB, I sent you a DM. I sent you a DM to Veronica. Hey, not a fan of KJ. Tamara, I don't think it's your computer. I think it might be that Google service. I think it's something to do with the way I've got something set up in my sources and scenes. Because it started pretty much when I added the intro video, and I can't hear the video when I play it. The intro video I can never hear. I can watch the video until when it's over. Y'all can hear it, but I can't hear it. So it's something. Where is Miss Leslie? And hey, Flossie, long time no see. I was trying to find the song that Civil Law sang to Katie about come back. Veronica, I sent you the link in the DMs. I don't know why I didn't just put it here. But somebody tried to porn bomb me last night, LB.
Hey, that's been happening to me too.
Did I tell you? You didn't know? Yeah, somebody tried. They were in the waiting room. It was Johnny or Jones or something.
Oh, like, hold on. Like as you were going live, somebody tried to?
As I was live and I had somebody on, and somebody came in the waiting room, in the waiting room down there, and it was a pecker in someone's hand, and they were like rubbing on it, and it was like I'd have been embarrassed. I mean, if that was my pecker, I'd have showed somebody else's pecker if I was going to go porn bomb.
That is wild.
And someone DM'd me and said they know who it is, and they named 2 people that I guess have done that, or so. I don't know. But the people they named, there's no reason. I don't have issue with them, so I just think maybe their name's been associated with it as a prank before. I don't think it was them.
That is wild.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? It was a little old pea bug too.
Little old pecker.
Little old pea bug.
Trying to get some attention.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah, he's
how crazy is that?
Self-love. And yeah, Cash has probably a bigger pea bug. Bless his heart. Bless their heart.
Oh my goodness. Well, whoever it is will never come forward now since you're bashing them for how tiny it was.
Well, if they'd have come forward, they didn't get on and hurt me at all. So I would have thought it was funny. So I'm making fun. But I'm pretty sure it was a video and it wasn't somebody's real pecker. Like, I mean, I know it was somebody's, but I mean, people are weird.
It may have been a video. I didn't think about that. No, but I said me too because I thought you were saying like somebody porn bombed you as in like your comments. Because the other day on my video that was supposed to be the Patreon member stream where I ended up kind of like talking about like the declaration or whatever. As soon as I like got off and it like uploaded, the first like 5 comments were like porn links.
Seriously? I get that. I get that in my comments of like your public comments of the videos. It'll be like, I want to be your girlfriend. And it's always like, it's always one little sentence. I want to be a
Mhm.
girlfriend, or do you want a boyfriend? And it's like they're bots, right?
Mhm.
I don't think that's
You
really
look so
somebody.
hot. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how these bots come to. I don't know. Like, I don't know if someone buys these bots to harass your account or how that works. I don't. I don't
I
know.
didn't I didn't know until it had been happening all of a sudden for like 3 weeks. Every time I would end a stream, my video was yellow. I didn't know that meant somebody was reporting it. I didn't know for like almost a month. I thought that YouTube was having issues, and
Yeah.
I told people YouTube's being weird.
Well, that happens to mine too. That happens to mine too. So what you got to do is, and it sucks because you got to obviously request a manual review, but the manual review that you're not going to get it until you get like 1,000 views on the video, and then you've lost a little bit of money on there. You know, so it sucks.
Yeah,
But that happens to pretty much every one of my videos. It don't matter what it's about. The second it goes up, I get that limited ads.
it's so weird because the one time I've never had anything happen from um flagging or whatever, except that night that she mass flagged me. And
Hmm.
so many people, because there was either 400 or 800 people in her stream, probably four. So many people did it at once. And we were watching a video that, what's the dude's name? Sobriety, Menace. We were watching Menace's
Menace
video.
to sobriety. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had done some memes at the end of one of his video of Joey, who was on my panel that night. And we were watching Menace's video, laughing at the memes he did of Joey. And somebody came in and said, she's big mad. She's asking people to mass flag you. She said you're live streaming her live stream. And we weren't. Well, I used to cuss really bad back then. Like in the beginning, it was terrible. Well,
Hmm.
Joey has always said you started really cussing when you found out that she mass flagged you. You started cussing worse. Well, I've listened to that video recently, and I wasn't really cussing any worse. I just cussed back then. But
Cause yeah.
she sent a bunch of people in to flag me, and I got an email during the stream that my video had been set due to manual whatever review to 18 and over due to language, and that happened while I was live. And that had never happened. And I cussed out. I wasn't even monetized yet, so it didn't matter.
Oh, so
Other
that it
than
really did. I mean, yeah, it really didn't matter. Except you may have got like a bad strike with YouTube if anything really come of it. But all that came
well,
of it,
she
it
was
was sent
hoping
to
I would
18
get
and
like
older.
do what? It made it 18 and
So
older
all that
because
they really done was okay. So what
yeah,
she was probably hoping it would do is she was probably
get me
hoping that it
shut
would
down.
give you a community guideline strike for like, yeah, that's what she was probably hoping that it would do.
Right. And the
She's such
language the language hurts
a
you
mean
when you're
lady.
monetized because if you're 18 and older, you don't get all the ads. So you don't get full monetization. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, you have to have a lot of views to make money on a video. Like more views than I get on my videos. I think the most
Yeah,
view I've got one video that's got
especially if your
almost
CPM is low.
yeah. Your what? Your CP what?
Your CPM, like if your CPM is low,
Is that like
What's
the
that?
that's how
oh
much like
clicks per minute?
yeah. So like if
As
your
a
CPM is like $3, then you're making $3 per 1,000 views. Get it?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And in
Yeah.
January, everybody's CPM is like really low. AdSense does not pay well in January, but like your CPM can go based off like how friendly, advertiser friendly your content is too. So like if you don't cuss or like you don't do a lot of content that talks about drugs or sex or anything like that, like your CPM will be higher than someone that like does streams constantly, talking about like Ronnie Magro beating his girlfriend up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to hear
Like
like go ahead.
my
You're right.
CPM on like all the videos that I've done like about Ronnie Magro and his girlfriend, the CPM was like really low if it even got monetized. But like if I do just like a video about like I don't know, I've done a video about Sammy's wedding, and her not inviting the Jersey Shore people. There's like no cussing in or anything like negative or anything. So like the CPM on there was like higher. Like my CPM has been like $16 per video, all the way down to like $1 per video. So it just depends on like how user or how advertiser friendly it is, and like how much they're paying too, because January is not a good month. So like in December, advertisers pay a lot. Sorry, Flossie,
Hey,
but like
Flossie.
January they don't. No, I'll be quiet.
The
Flossie's
night
boring her. I'm sorry.
do you remember the video? Well, I'm sure we remember the night that Katie ran and repeated the story, but she added a news police department's phone number. The Sanders Kennedy thing that night, was
Yes.
it Sanders? That
Yes.
he reported and she reported the wrong information, but he got blamed and she got out of it. That night, people passed out a link to a list from the Geek Squad or the Geek Nerd Crew of words you are not allowed to say in her channel because it gets her
That's right.
it gets her yellow. And I always thought, like, if you get yellow, you don't get monetized or you don't make money. And then Comment Nut said that's not true. I cuss, and he cusses. He cusses in every stream. It's just a different kind of ad, I guess. It's like adult. It's not family friendly ad, so you don't get all of the
Right.
ads. But she literally on that
you're gonna
list,
make less. You're gonna make less if all your videos are like yellow. They're limited ads, so you're not gonna make as much as if you're just like full blown, 100% publicly monetized or whatever. You're not gonna make as much. So if he toned it down a little bit, he'd probably make more on YouTube. But obviously he wants to be him, so he probably don't mind. But yeah, you
Right.
could definitely be in chats like causing up a storm, and it would. If the chat is added to the stream after it's uploaded, it could like cause you to get limited ads.
She told people not to say the words on the list. It had the word exposed on the list. You couldn't say exposed. You can't say the beer
That
virus.
is crazy.
Corona.
It's so ridiculous.
And now I know what had happened. She's just so greedy. Like, it might get yellow because maybe she gets reported a lot, and then she has to wait because I can have bad language in my videos. I might have Comment Nut on that panel that night. I don't know. Sometimes I use bad language, but the manual review always passes it
Right.
green. So it's just those few hours she was having to
Yeah.
wait. That
People already feel like they're walking on eggshells in her chats, right? So let's give them more of a reason to. I know, it's crazy.
I would never like tell my followers who's taking the time out of their life to watch me what they can and can't say. Now I may be like, hey, you guys, don't be in the chat like cursing up a storm and dropping F-bombs, but I would not be like, here's this list, you guys, you can't say it. I need everybody's email so I can send it to you and you can sign up on it. That is crazy.
She did, and she actually told them it was their fault that she turned comments off because her chat was getting all her videos yellow. Flossie, I dropped a link if you want to come talk to your sister.
Maybe it was the type of content that she was. Maybe it was the type of content too that she was putting out. Like, depending on if there was anything to do with. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was all about SA and
that would
that and
well,
and
then
Shane
that's
Dawson.
Gonna be her fault. No.
Yeah,
that's gonna be her fault.
Absolutely.
Her fault.
But leave it to her to blame anyone.
I mean, KJ just got an ugly attitude.
Zero responsibility. Yeah, I mean, it's not something I would ever put past her.
Right.
It just comes with the territory. It tracks with her completely. So,
right.
No surprise.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share the screen.
Do it.
How do I do it? And it lets me pick one. Oh, I didn't. I bet I didn't do the volume. Can y'all hear it?
I heard that there was some trouble going on with him. Yeah.
Could the chat hear that? Because I didn't click the volume button. Little Red.
I can hear it.
Okay. Little Red.
I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Okay. Did Sassy Sam fix it? Oh my gosh, that video, y'all. Yesterday. Veronica, if you hadn't seen it, you've seen it, I think. When KJ went on with Sam and Andy, what was the name of it? Laughing Out Loud or something was the name of the stream. It's because you're muted, Veronica.
Oh.
He said, "Oh my goodness."
No, I haven't seen it.
She said, "I'm getting hacked while I'm sitting here. 1, 2, 3, 4." And he said, "Oh my God, call the FBI, call Maury Povich." She said, "I did." And he said,
"Oh my God."
You didn't see that, Leslie?
Oh no.
I do know. Yeah, I did see it. That's the same stream. Where like right as they were about to get off, one of the guys is like, "Hey, Jesse Bear, we don't talk like that to people in our chat. We don't attack people.
Yeah,
We don't
she
ugly
said,
people." And the guy goes, "Oh, Jesse Bear's my moderator and my best friend." And he's like, "Well, I don't care. We don't talk to people like that."
yeah, she
Because
waited.
Jesse Bear was like being ugly in the chat. Yeah.
She
And he like
almost
called him out.
Nice.
Hey, Flossie.
Hey y'all.
How
Hi,
you
Flossie.
doing?
Where's she at?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Because I'm ugly right now.
No,
Whatever.
stop.
No such thing.
I work at home now, so I don't ever I very rarely put makeup on or straighten my hair or anything. I hang out in a t-shirt and underwear most all day.
I want to
In
work
my
with that.
room.
T-shirt and my what's that song?
Yes, but I bet I don't
What's that
look.
song, Flossie? You know what I'm talking
T-shirt and my panties, and it's an old song, but I bet I don't look like what that singer is describing. I assure you, that song is meant to be sexy.
about?
I promise you, I ain't walking
Apple
around the house.
bottom jeans, boots with
I've never watched the videos. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like it though. It's very. I mean, I still make decent money, and I save a good bit between gas and buying.
Oh yeah, I bet.
out. So, yeah, I like it. So, and it's not just because of COVID. I actually worked in the office during COVID. But then I just got offered this position to come home and work remotely. So it's working.
I've applied for a lot of remote jobs, and a lot of people I know their jobs have went remote. I would dig it. I would take a pay cut because you ain't got to drive nowhere or get dressed. Maybe
I didn't even take a pay cut. My pay stayed the same, so I'm good. I realized
Flossie was driving.
I drove to Shreveport. Which
Flossie
is
was driving
40
an
miles.
hour. Yeah, she was driving an hour.
that's worth if your pay stayed the same and you're saving all that gas and you drove a SUV, right? That's amazing.
Well,
That's
I did,
so
but then
much money.
I switched. I drive a Honda Accord now because when I started working in Shreveport, I had an Expedition, and that thing, that's like a tank, y'all. It's a school
Yeah,
bus.
for sure.
It's horrible on gas. To be
Especially
honest,
a Ford. Ford SUVs are the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I
Toyotas
have
are great. Toyotas are great.
Yeah,
you got a Honda though, you said.
I had a Toyota Camry years ago that I really liked, but now I have a Honda Accord, and it's really, really good on gas mileage. So
yeah, those are good. I have a
it's
Prius.
Priuses
are great for gas.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I have a 30-year-old hot rod Mustang.
Well, get out of town.
it does not get great gas mileage. All right, I'm gonna.
I bet it looks hot though.
They're both. I've got two of them. They're both pretty.
Hey, I have a question.
Somebody else's channel. You cannot come over there. I'm on somebody else's channel. You can't come over there looking like this.
I need to know what Nanette's doing back there. I'm watching her. What are you doing?
She's telling somebody they can't come on screen looking like that.
Eli come out of the bathroom with bubbles all over his face. Yeah.
Cute.
He just washed it off. He don't have no shirt on. He just got out of the shower. He don't have no shirt on. Yeah, bubbles all over his face. He was about to walk over here.
Oh, is he one of the little ones? He's 9. Oh.
Well, no, I have a 7 and a 6-year-old below that, and then I have my little girl who is 3.
That's Kennedy, right? I know that name. That little baby.
Yeah, Kennedy. Yeah.
Oh, I love babies again now, y'all. I didn't like them after mine want babies no more. I didn't like because people didn't make their kids listen and people just let their kids act crazy and stuff. And now I've got one that is not my responsibility, and I love it.
Hey, let me tell you though, I man, my kids. I've been having heck with my oldest lately. Like I've been trying to kick him out.
Don't talk about my baby. Don't talk about my baby.
I've been trying to
my
get
baby.
stuff out of him. He's been no, Trey's not bad. He's really a sweet kid.
I'm about to take him in with me.
No, you ain't. But you too soft. We got to have boot camp around here. He's just don't pay attention. He don't focus on school. He doesn't realize the importance of school. Oh, is that your grandbaby? Oh, you told me about this grandbaby.
Ain't she perfect?
Look at that.
She even smirks like you do, Red. She's got the same smirk as you. You're the same. I'm telling you.
Oh, she's my whole life.
How old is she? So cute.
She will be a month old tomorrow. No, Wednesday. She'll be a month old.
That's sweet.
She's so cute.
Oh my God, I love her. My heart melts. I gotta take a picture down, or I'll just be in a hot mess.
I'm a baby type of person. I love babies.
Yeah, I'm like, bring on the grandkids now. You can have 12 of them. You won't hear me complain at all.
I'm not a big into toddlers, but I like babies, and then I like after that. But I don't know why most toddlers just bother me.
I never had a girl, y'all. It was all boys in my family.
Oh, girls are the best.
And my boys were the first.
3 boys, and my boys were. I mean, I compared to my nieces, and then my 3 boys. Boys are easier to me.
Boys are easier?
Yeah.
I've always heard that.
Absolutely.
It depends on the boys, probably. Absolutely. I'm sure your boys are fantastic.
My boys are very laid back. Like, now I've said before, like, Trey is really like my sweet one. He's very much like compassionate and very but you don't pay attention. He loses focus in school, so he struggles in school. And then I have my middle child, Briley, who is very, very smart. He makes like A's. He pays attention in school. But he can be kind of an asshole, like, because he's kind of got a little bit of a very smart aleck kind of wit about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but you have to know. But he's not really. That's not really. He's joking. Like, it's in a joking way.
Yeah. I have to tell him,
like when
he'll say something, and I'm like, hey, like, you have to be careful because that sounds like you're being a butthole. And he's like, no, and he's funny. He's just kind of got somewhat of a dry sense of humor. It's weird because I have to stay on top of him to be like, hey, like, when you're saying things, like, I know that you don't mean it in a smart aleck way, but like it can be taken that way because he's very, very, he's got a very quick wit about him, and he's very smart aleck. But I don't get any trouble with my kids at school. They don't get in trouble at school. They don't get in trouble at other people's houses.
He sounds like my kind of guy. I think that'll do well for him when he gets older, I think.
Cash. That's the only one I'm responsible for now. My sons were teenage. When they turned into teenagers, they didn't want rules and they were a-holes. Let me just say that. But then they grew out of it, and now I love them to death. We're like friends. But I always heard boys were easier because girls hate their moms. I hated my mom. I hated her. I didn't really hate her, but oh my gosh, it was not good in my home.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I hated my mom, but me and my mom definitely butted heads when I was a teenager for sure. Like more than me and my dad. My dad's really let that easy going. But me and my mom, we did not see eye to eye like when I was a teenager at all. Like it was
because Blasi didn't listen.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that I didn't listen. I've always been very much my own person, like, and I feel like I want to make my own decisions. And when that comes with, like, even when I was a teenager, like, if with friends, if my mom didn't like my friends, she would be like, "You can't hang out with them because I think they're bad people." Whatever. And I'm kind of like, "No, you're not going to tell me who to be friends with. same way with dating. I was very, and not that I was rebellious, but maybe in a sense I was. I'm very, even to this day, like, I am ultimately going to do and say what I want. However, I've learned as an adult that you can do and say things, but you can do it in a kind way. You can do it in a very tactful way. As a teenager, I wasn't always so kind or tactful about the things that I would say. Um, Now I've learned
Sure,
to be
it's
more
understandable.
understanding of certain situations, even though I'm still very outspoken and very bold in how I think and believe.
LB a goody
I can,
goody? Did she get you in trouble?
you know,
Did she get you in trouble? I used to get my brothers in trouble. I got them in trouble.
get her in trouble.
Look at that face.
Hold up. She did get me in trouble. Flossie did get me. I could tell you one time Flossie got me in trouble when she skipped school, and I knew about it, but I only knew about it because I had to tote her book bag around all day when she would skip school, and then
You
our mom
didn't
found out
have
about
to do
it because,
that.
well, I was going to leave your book bag in the atrium. So when Flossie would skip school, I would have to tote her book bag from class to class. But there was a situation where my mom come up to the school to talk to the principal, and
but
the
why did she
principal.
come to the school? Do you remember why she came to the
Okay,
school?
so
Because you were in trouble, not because of me.
well, actually, it wasn't. Okay, so yeah, Flossie's older. Okay, so what happened was this girl was writing letters in one of the classrooms, and she got called when the teacher asked for the letter. Instead of giving her the letter that she was actually writing between her and a boy, she gave her a letter that I had written her because me and her were friends. So she gave the letter to the teacher. When the teacher started reading the letter out loud, it confused me because I was like, "Hey, that's the letter I wrote to her." So I was like, "Hey, that's not the letter. That's a different letter. That's my letter. Like that's not the letter that she just got in trouble for." And I didn't want the teacher reading the letter that I had wrote because it was talking about like me and my boyfriend and stuff. I was like, no, that's not the right letter. And then this
So
boy
you
like
acted
jumped up and started being rude and like, yeah. So like I jumped up, started, me and him was like having words, and then Flossie, wasn't you in the classroom with us and you jumped up too? So we all got sent to the principal's office. Yeah, we all got sent to the principal's office.
Y'all were arguing, and the boy got up like in your face, like he was. I don't know. I don't think that he was going to hit you, but at that time, in hindsight, I think that that's what I thought. It was very very confrontational, and so I obviously, Nanette being my little sister, then I stood up and was like, no, there were words. Well, we didn't get sent out of class. Nanette walked out. She was like, I'm leaving, and what's so funny is we had payphones in our school. And so she walks out and the teacher's fussing. Well, then I walk out and I go right down to the payphone. I'm calling my mama. Let me tell my mama. So my mom works in town, really like 10 minutes from the school. And so we call her and we're like, you better come up here, and which was it's so stupid, looking back, being an adult now, looking back, I would beat my children if they did this kind of crap. But anyways, we call our mama, and so a mama is gonna, she shows up and she's in there talking to the principal, like we give her a little bit of rundown of kind of what happened, and then she's in there talking to the principal. Well, then they call our teacher down. So she comes down, and I'm all like, grinning because I'm like, my mama put that shit all straight. That's in my childish mind what I'm thinking. And so they're in there, and for some reason they started talking about me, like my grades and my absentees and crap that I don't feel like should have been discussed because this was Leslie's problem today. We should have been talking about this, but they weren't. So either way, me and my mama, I'm sitting in the office, and my mama opens the door and she goes, "What? School on Friday?" And I was like, no. But I did because I had skipped school with some friends and we hung out all day. So, of course, in that moment, I was like, no, oh my God. And I was dying. I was like, oh crap. And mama, well, then the teacher was like, you were absent in my class and you missed the test that you got a 0 on because you don't have an excuse. And then I was like, oh, shucks. Well, then they can bring up the records where you sign back into school. And so I had to sign back in for my last block class because I had to get on the bus to go home. And I like my last block class anyway. So they pulled up the records from last Friday and showed the time that I actually signed in to school, which caught me. Then it showed the person who signed in right under me. So not only did I get in trouble, it showed my friend who also skipped school, and my mom knows their parents. So it was just craziness. And it all started, I got busted out for skipping school because Leslie, I can't hear you, Net.
I got in trouble because I didn't tell on her.
What is the age difference?
My mama thought that I should have tattled.
What's your age difference?
1 year.
You shouldn't have. You made the right choice.
Just 1
How
year.
many years? Just 1 year? Oh my word! My brother's 10 years older than me, and when I was a junior or senior,
Like 13 months.
When I was a junior or senior, I was a senior. My brother was a substitute teacher almost the whole year in my history class, and they sent him home with 16 excuse notes. Yeah, from where I'd written my own excuse notes. For my mom and daddy never wrote my excuse notes before ever. They'd tell me to write it and they'd sign it, so I wrote it and then forged your name. I knew how many days I could miss. I had missed my limit.
I used to do that too, Red. My mom still.
My brother took them letters home and got me in trouble. And then got mad that my mama didn't make me stay grounded long enough. Yeah, it won't cool at all. But,
My mom still has a note that I wrote in second grade that says Veronica can't do PE today because she has thrombocysis. I made up this disease that I had that I couldn't do physical education.
No.
What should have just wrote
there's a disease of thrombocytosis. I thought that you knew what it was.
What is that?
It's not a thing. Thrombosis, I think, is a thing.
It's hard to explain.
It's a thrombocytis or something.
It's different.
I'm saying I have deep vein thrombosis.
Thrombocythemia.
Oh, God.
Go in there, baby.
You
need to go lay down.
In a clinic where we
your noise is coming into the mic. You need to go lay down, buddy. Lay down.
Thrombocytosis, thrombocythemia, and thrombosis. And I know because we treat patients.
Yeah.
So you were really close to an actual disease in second grade.
I know. And it's written in pencil and it's all
that was a really good one.
I must have heard it somewhere,
Yeah.
What is it? What is the actual? Is it something like with the lungs or something?
Deep vein thrombosis.
It's it's blood. It's blood diseases. It deals with. I know that the hematologist. Yeah, it's it has to do with blood clotting and different things. It just depends, because they're so close with thrombocythemia, thrombocytosis. It's different, but it's all dealing with hematology.
Wow. That's so funny.
So you faked blood cancer in second grade.
It's so terrible. I was 8.
Blood clot. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I hope I wasn't telling the future. Oh my god.
It's treatable. It's treatable.
Oh,
good. Oh my word.
When the middle teacher told me my skirts were too short and wiggled too much, my parents had a meeting with the teacher.
Oh no.
And my dad went over.
Oh my goodness.
My daddy would have Hey, Nay. Y'all,
she wiggled too much.
Her skirt was too short and she wiggled too much.
Oh my god! Hey, I got in trouble one time for my shorts being too short. And the thing is, it's y'all never gonna believe this. Okay, when I was younger, I was skinny, right? I know, who can imagine? But I was a little smaller, and I was taller. you know, and so shorts to fit me were kind of short. And so I wore the school. Do you remember when we went to Belmont in it and they used to get on to me because of my shorts?
Uh-huh.
Like, what the
Mhm.
heck? I was so mad. And I'm
Wow.
like,
Yep.
yeah, it was crazy. And I'm like, but they weren't even they weren't super short or anything. So, but
And
we went
imagine
to
the things that girls wear today now. Like,
yeah,
it's
oh man.
insane.
Yeah. But to be honest, I think the way that I was in school, I'll be honest, I was such a Rudy Tooty. Like I talk back to
You
my
were a
teachers.
Rudy Tooty? Is that what you
Uh,
said?
yeah, I was a Rudy Tooty. And so I talk back to my teachers. Like my mom
What is a Rudy Tooty? Is that like a loosey goosey?
just a Rudy Tooty. I'm just a Rudy Tooty.
Like
my
a
mama
ring-tailed
woke me
tutor.
up. I was horrible. My mama should have woke me up every day, like and give me a good beating before sending me off out in the public. Because I was just disrespectful. And so I think that's why I'm so hard on my boys now about how they speak to adults, how they like their
Leslie
behavior
nodding her
in
head.
school. Because I'm like, no, like I know, like I was such a turd. I would have been beat up, you know? But my
Yes.
kids, they're really not. And like, honestly, if they say something to me and I give them a look, they're both like, I'm sorry, you know, because I'm
Oh.
like, watch your tone. Like, you watch
Yeah,
your
yeah,
tone.
yeah.
You
That's
know, and
good.
so they're very good about it. But me and Trey, we've been fighting for like a week or so because he just doesn't take school serious. He
How old
about
is
to.
he? How old is he, Flossie?
He's 16.
Does he say, I want to go
Has he-
stay at Nanette's?
Hmm?
Go ask your dad.
Does he say, I want to go to
Flossie, has-
Nanette's?
Oh, he try. He all the time trying to go stay somewhere. He ain't though. He's in boot camp. He is not. Oh, he doesn't have a phone. He does not have like any game controls. He is not going anywhere. I refuse. I done told him. I said, you know what? You may not realize. Pick your butt up. You may not realize that school is important right now, but I know it is. So therefore, like, it's about to get real tough because
Yeah.
I know you don't get it, but I do because I'm an adult. So, like,
Flossie,
he loses everything.
has he been like that since before the lockdown, or just since the school's been on
Girl,
Zoom and stuff?
I call him Space Cadet.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
That was me.
I was terrible in school. I hated school. I was awful.
Me too.
Well, Trey
I was terrible.
You know, Trey was born 3 months early, and he has ADD, and so I've noticed in school, like, he struggles. So he gets frustrated, and when he gets frustrated, he tends to start having a doctor attitude. And my thing is, I understand that, you know, like, because I struggled in math a little bit, and that's the attitude I would have. But like I told, you know, like, my conversations with him is like, look, dude, I get that you struggle. Okay, you know that you struggle. So instead of having the don't care attitude, which I promise you won't get you anywhere, you need to have the attitude of, you know, I struggle, so I need to focus more and I need to work harder. Because bad grades are just not acceptable in my house. And so that's that's for me and him battle, because he wants to have that I don't care attitude because I'm just going to fail anyway because I struggle. And I'm just refusing to let that attitude. Like, it doesn't matter. You know what? You know you struggle, which means you need to work harder. Tell your teacher if you're having a problem with something. Tell me if you're having a problem with something. Tell me, we will help you. But not telling anybody is a problem.
Yeah. That's awesome, Sherry.
Sherry said my cousin went to her senior prom with her history teacher. They've been married 36 years now. What?
That's awesome.
We had a smoking area in our. We had a smoking area when I in my high school, and the principal and the teachers would all stand outside and smoke with the students, as long as you had a permission note at the beginning of the year from your parent. And
wow,
that was a thing. Smoking.
Wow.
We call it smoking.
That is wild.
Right, and
wild.
In 11th grade, I left. We had 7 periods back then. In 11th grade, I left after 4th period because I had a job that was considered kind of ag related. I worked like at a grocery store or something. And after 12th grade, I left after 3rd period to go to work. And so I worked full-time jobs as soon as I turned 16, and I got out of school early because of it. That's how bad I hated school.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
a girl a year older than me went to the prom with the chief of police, and they were married 20 years. They've just gotten divorced.
Wow.
Hey, I have a friend, a girl that was in my class. Her and I were I wouldn't say that we were like friends, but we were friendly. Like we spoke when we saw each other. Like if I saw her today,
You talking about Amelia?
Yes.
You talking about Amelia?
Yes. She married our homeroom teacher. He was my homeroom, but he was mine and her PE teacher. And literally after she graduated high school, got married. They got kids. Yeah. Now
there was always rumors that they messed around. There was always rumors that they were like messing around, and he was married at the time, wasn't he, Flossie? Wasn't he married at the time? And there was like no. I thought he was married, and there was always rumors.
Like when I say, like, he wasn't a teacher who was like in his 40s. I mean, like he was a young, like late 20s, you know. So
lots of teachers are.
When they graduated high school, they came out publicly that they were dating, and then eventually got married. They had children. So
now I'm hearing that all of these are men with high school girls, and if it was the other way around, it would be a huge scandal.
There was two teachers that I've heard of, and a lot of guys say that at my school, and these were not young hot teachers. One of them was young and hot teacher. One was older, and then there was one that was even older that I don't remember. She was before my time, but there were two teachers at my school that when one was middle school that was said to have little flings with the 6th and 7th grade boys.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how true it was. It was rumor. You know how rumors
creepy.
go. Yeah. Nothing ever got. No one. Them boys won't telling. They were like, we're not telling if that.
I'll be honest. I never had a young hot teacher. Like male, female. Where are they? They did not exist back in my day. I don't know. It's like the ones that were younger. I try to think about, and I'm like, were they what we would consider hot? I don't think so. But I think I never looked at my teacher like that. I looked at him as a teacher. It was almost one of those things that, like, when you see your teacher in public, it's almost weird. I remember being in high school, okay, and Nanette, do you remember Coach D at Yall? Do you remember when we went and we had her, Coach D? She was the PE teacher. The basketball coach.
Blind.
Very pretty. Yes. And what was crazy is she wasn't very old either. And I remember, so I started going to the bar around here at a very young age. Again, it's a part of my bad kid story. I was like 15 years old, and I would go to the bar. My best friend's stepdad played in a band, and so anytime they played in the bars, I would just go with them. Bad idea. Anyways, when I was about, I don't know, right around 17 years old, I am at the bar, clubbing it up, living my best life, thinking I'm somebody. And I run into my PE coach in the bathroom, and she's like, Crystal. And I'm like, Coach D. And she's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, And she's like, well, she goes, I didn't see you if you didn't see me. I'm like, hey, deal. And I don't think I ever told anybody about that for the longest time, but I go back to school and I see her at school, and she's like, good morning. Like, we never spoke of it. But I just remember telling my friend, like, oh my God, that's my PE coach. I'm go to school. She's my teacher. Yeah.
She was kind of wild.
Oh, was she?
She was kind of wild. Like, I remember at one of the mud rides, and I could say where. You guys aren't going to know where I was about to say where, but you wouldn't know it. But at one of the mud rides, she got like drunk and entered like a mud wrestling thing.
Oh
my gosh!
Yeah. I was like,
wow.
I was like, wow, that is so wild to watch your PE.
But did
teacher.
she win?
That's a trip.
I don't remember if she did, but yeah, she was.
There's some crazy. There's some stuff in the chat of people just so funny. Like, there's people Sassy Elmo told her she got detention or something because she told her teacher that she would teach better if she didn't have vodka in her thermos all the time or something. But when I got my first dental surgery where I had to go under, I was 15, and you know how you go under and you count backwards from 10. He said count backwards from 10, and I had such a crush on my dentist, and I go 10, 9, you're so hot, and then I went under, and I heard like little bitty giggles, and then I was out, and I had real great surgery though.
That's wild.
Hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever.
Oh,
Where'd she
oh
go?
no, where'd she go?
She hit that
Been
button.
loving her
I think
story.
she hit the wrong button. She'll be back.
Oh yeah. 2 teachers I personally knew were dating high school girls. Both teachers were like, "Oh yeah, we in my school in San Diego, there were scandals. I mean, it was scandalous."
Yeah.
My history teacher and a drama teacher were both dating girls, and it was they both got inquisitions and then let go. Yeah.
Now, I never had anything crazy happen at school, but now I did work a few years ago. I worked I'm not going to say the place or anything, but I worked for doctors, and it was several of them. And I come to find out we had one doctor there who was very, well, let me think of the right word. Sexually experimentative. I mean, like he would sleep with some of the girls that worked there, and he was into some crazy things. You know, like I remember, like
Wow.
yeah, I remember like me and one of the girls became friendly, and so obviously, you know, I had no idea about the doctor, and then it was hearsay around the office that they had slept together a few times, and so and my natural, I'm just like curious, you know, so I asked her,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, girl, you know that people say you sleep with Dr. So-and-so, and she's like, well, and she tells me the truth, you know, and you know, I'm not gonna, you know, like they're grown adults, both of them, you know, so I'm kind of like, whatever. But then I pick at her a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I hear he's into some crazy stuff. And I would be like, oh, I hear I hear Dr. So-and-so's working with a monster. Tell me about it. You know, just playing around.
Yeah.
And just, you know, like giving her crap about it. And she starts telling me some things. And you know, it was some strange stuff, you know, that I'm even kind of like, whoa. And so after that, like if he would come up to the front, this dog, and like speak to us, you know, I could, and I'm not normally that, you know, like I'm not at all, but I just could not. After that, like if he'd come up and he'd be like, hey, Crystal, this patient, you know, and I'm just like, I put my head down. I couldn't even look him in the face.
Oh my God.
Because I knew things about him, and I was just like, oh, I don't even know what to do. But I think before I ended up leaving that job, he figured out, you know, that I knew, obviously certain things about him.
So
And,
embarrassing.
It was
Look in the
always-
pantry,
it
Bobby.
was
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. After that, I bet he thought I was the dumbest person, because he would come up there to talk to me about stuff, and I would just be like, yep, like just stuttering, because I didn't really look at him. Because
I can understand completely.
Yeah, all I could think about in my mind was his sexual escapades. And he wasn't an attractive doctor. So it was hard to think about.
I love it. That's so funny. I remember when I turned 21 in San Diego, there's this great area that's just it's the gay area, and there's so many fantastic dance clubs and stuff. And when I turned 21 and I went to this gay bar, and my high school drama teacher was there, and we were dancing, and I was like, what? And nobody knew he was gay. He was not gay when he told me that he had come out after he quit working there. But I was the most fun I ever had with a teacher.
I mean, it's so crazy now that I'm grown and I know, like, my kids' teachers. I have good relationships with, especially my kids, like junior high teachers and stuff. Like, we're friends, and I see them, and it's not a big deal. But
you guys are kind of in a small town, or did you grow up in a pretty small town? Yeah.
who did.
Yeah, see, it's really weird for me in a town with like tens of hundreds of millions of people to see a teacher after we graduate. It's not normal. Yeah.
Our principal got arrested
Recently.
recently. Yeah, our principal got arrested because come to find out over like the past 25 years he had been like sexually like abusing like some of the female students, and they had told, but because he was such a like his family has money, and like you said, we come from our area is a small area, and like his family has money. His brother like a football coach, his dad owned like the grocery store and stuff like that. He it didn't matter, like girls told on him for years and it was just swept under the rug. The reason something was done about it now is because we recently got a new sheriff, and the new sheriff was like, I'm going to take care of business. And one of the first things he done was he arrested the principal. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like the new sheriff, y'all's new sheriff don't play around. I like him. But
there's a new sheriff in town.
And that's very true. And he's showing them. But the thing is, it's not just him. Like his brother is in the education system as well. And so like.
And his brother got arrested recently too.
But they're from like, it's crazy because they're from a really like well-to-do family. They're very known in public, in the school systems, coaching and things like that. So it's kind of been speculated and there's been rumors about it for years, but it's almost one of those things like, don't ask, don't tell. Everybody knows, but nobody talks about it, which is really a shame. It's terrible because, you have a lot of high school girls that have experienced things at their hands and people didn't speak on it. They didn't because of who they were and their families. And so now it's kind of like time to pay the piper because this sheriff, and he's just not playing games. So it's sad because these people, like these men are married and they have children of their own. And, I feel for their children, and their wives, of course, but it's like, man, why you did things that are not like morally not okay, and it's a sad and horrible.
I've got a scandal. I've got a scandal that happened where I live. It's not teachers though. It's even better. The district attorney, assistant district attorney, was really good friends with a family law lawyer, and they were both married to male lawyers or judges. I don't know. So the ADA and this other lawyer are friends. The lawyer was having an affair with a judge who was married to the assistant district attorney. And they ended up, she sued her and won. Like it's a crime in the state I live in to steal someone's husband from them or wife.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah. And
wow.
You can either sue for money or you can sue for crime, depending on, I think there's
money
or whatever. But yeah, it was all up in the news. And my friend was actually going through a divorce when this happened, and that was her lawyer. And I'm like, tell her to sue for your husband.
Holy moly. That is wild. I tell you what, somebody tried to steal my husband.
They live beside each other. They live beside each other. And she would she was like cheating on her husband to go next door to sleep with her best friend's husband.
Wow.
Yep.
Jeez.
Wow.
People are crazy.
Yes, they are.
People are scandalous.
Yeah, scandalous.
I mean, who wants, like, if you're married and you got a man, who wants more than one? And I don't, like, I never.
Okay, Loretta, thank you.
Exactly.
I didn't more than one I had. I damn didn't want somebody else's.
One is hard enough to handle.
I didn't want one I had.
I like to keep 2 or 3 on the side, but no, I'm just kidding.
I'll have a few as long as I don't have to take any home and do their dishes. I'll have a few. No,
I mean,
I don't want to do their laundry. I don't want to do their dishes. I don't want to. Yeah, no.
My husband picks at me. We always talk about like if one of this is okay, so I'm just gonna say it. Like we talk about the future and like what happens if something were to happen to one of us and things like that. And he tells me obviously like he's like, you can have everything. I've got a life insurance policy. You and the kids will be good. Whatever. And he's like, but you can't bring your boyfriend to my house. And I'm like, let me just tell you, buddy. I'm like, if something happens to you, I don't want a boyfriend because you have done some hard work. Don't get me wrong, I love you, but you stressing me out. I like my alone time. So if something happens and I don't got a man, I'm gonna be fine with it.
Yes. I tell you, I love being single. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I'm a little, be nice. But man, I love it. Love it. I don't ever want to get married. I've been married and divorced. I wouldn't mind having a partner again for however long if it's the right guy, but I do not want to ever get married again.
Neither. Ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I've only been here, just a week, and we've been together a long time, and I don't ever see. Now, sometimes I be doing forcing because he be doing dumb stuff, but not really. I just tell him that sometimes, but he knows I'm not serious.
Yeah.
I'm mean?
Did you say because she's mean? Oh,
Flossy mean.
Well, I really don't. Like me and my husband have really been on and off since I was like 13 years old. We have been married since what year? I don't know how long we've been married, since 2012, but we've been together like since we were like in our adult life. We've been together for almost 14 years. We've raised our kids together, and then of course we had Abram. I just don't ever see. I feel like if there's ever a time that me and Nick are apart, it's going to be because one of us died.
Yeah, well, that's a great relationship.
But just in case, I mean, sometimes I think like, you know what, but I'm crazy. Let me just tell y'all. I like to be in my
Clearly.
room sometimes to watch Netflix, and I want to be left alone. Okay, and sometimes he don't let me do that.
Hell yeah!
I start thinking about how my life would be if I was divorced. I could watch all the Netflix I want, but I really don't want to do that. I mean,
yeah, you figure it out. You figure it out after a little while. Yeah. There you go. That's good.
I don't like this after a few years.
I have a question. So the video about Katie, how long was that actual video? Because I've never seen it. I just watched like the first 5 minutes of it.
35 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. The one that we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
yeah. Where she's like, everybody feels sorry for me and everybody's singing the leg. That one.
I don't feel sorry for her.
Huh?
I don't feel sorry.
I don't feel sorry for her.
I don't feel sorry for her either, but she doesn't feel sorry for herself. She's like, she thinks she's done something grand here. Let me play for just a minute of it, and then I know we're not going to play it all, but just because I started it.
I'd like to see a little of it,
And again, I did not respond, but I went to the social blade because I was watching someone's video, Radiant Brit, who, by the way, I've never watched before.
Liar.
Videos where she's like really not nice about me.
She's a liar.
I actually found her.
Lies.
Like, I think she's starting to get a little taste of what it feels like when people contact her. And
no.
No.
She was talking negatively about me.
She does not care. She really doesn't care.
Things that she said about her, right?
Look at that great big ass fake ass diamond on her finger that she paid $10,000 for.
But she should not be comparing herself to. She should not be comparing herself to Radiant Brit. Radiant Brit and KJ are on two completely different planets.
I don't.
Different galaxies.
Where is she getting that Radiant Brit? Brit is getting hate. Where is she getting that? Glow. Yeah, it's Brit Glow. She changed her name.
I don't know, because she doesn't broadcast it. She doesn't pay attention to it. Like, she really, I mean, maybe she does a little bit, but any video I've ever seen, she's just like, I just ignore it. You know, she actually does what Katie wishes that she could do. You know,
Katie's been scrolling YouTube, Google. This is what she goes to YouTube and she types her name in. And she doesn't go to her videos. She just types her name in, and then she types in like VX. VX had some drama this week with a couple channels, and Radiant Brit did a video about it. And
we've seen that.
But
there was a shot of her computer that she messed up one time, and she showed on one of her videos that her Googling her name on her computer. You remember that?
She isn't just seeing this stuff on Twitter threads. She's watching videos. She's a liar.
And she's talking about his channel dying and how, you know, like he's such a bully, and he had some sort of thing that happened with this one of these other haters of mine that's been horrible to me on Twitter, something wax.
Man. Something wax. She don't.
They're all being right, and now
Please.
Something wax, Turbella wax, something wax.
So ridiculous. Oh my God.
If she says little, somebody read, if she's, I die.
It's so.
But I go to his channel and I noticed that like all the videos about me, all of them are gone. He and me were
on who?
VX.
They were really happy.
Oh yeah.
Going after my appearance.
Are they? Did he take them down?
Did he move them to his other channel? He's got like several channels. Let's look.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that he took all his videos down about her, and I don't.
And Radiant Brit and Brit's issues with BX were a long time ago. I mean, she did do a recent, talking about the recent situation a little bit.
He did one 12 hours ago about her.
Okay,
There's her forehead,
yeah.
there's her forehead, there's her forehead,
what probably happened was Katie went to BX's Social Blade, seen where he dumped some videos. I think she said 40,000 views. So he probably privated them. It was probably just like chit chat, like streams that were nothing. He either moved them to a new channel or he privated.
He moved them to Garfield's channel.
Okay.
And
what she done though is she's twisted this as he has seen the light and he's taken down all the videos that has anything to do with me, and her viewers are going to believe that because
that is so
that's
ridiculous.
What she does. That's what she does.
No, I know.
This is a classic Katie Joy move.
Even if there was proof, even if there was proof in her chat saying that's not true, here's the link, they still would listen to her because I don't know.
Look at your impeccable pause. Look at this.
She looks kind of swole up.
All because of him and I having a misunderstanding and him reporting something that I didn't know was reported, and then he turned that into his channel. He built his channel after it, and he got 404,000 views, apparently, of content he made about me.
How are you going to do an interview with somebody and not expect it to be recorded? I'm just saying, if you're doing an interview, don't you expect audio recording?
Come on now, she's a journalist. She knows better than that. She knew that he was recording her.
She's a journalist. Yes.
Investigative.
Places up before making videos about other creators or making videos about others, and like I never cared. I never struck him. I never reported him. I just tried to let it be. And
congrats, you never struck him.
Here she is talking about this again.
And now and they're realizing it's awful to be on the receiving end of that. And so
It's awful.
She watched my video this week talking about it sucks. Yeah, I'm just playing y'all. But really, I did a video and said it sucks when you're getting bullied and that. Like I was saying, y'all don't come at Charlotte, leave her alone. But she's
trying to be like you. She's trying to be like you.
No, she's not. She hates me. But I love that she says she doesn't watch it. And she tweeted at you today, didn't she, LB?
I don't know. I don't ever pay no mind to what she says, but I heard that she said something about that me and Charlotte had like seen the light or whatever. I don't know if she tweeted at me because we don't follow each other, so I haven't seen that she did. But if she did, I'm gonna tell her right off and tell her what she could do with what she got.
What is this?
Right. As long as it.
What is this light? What's this light that she's talking about people seeing? What is it?
The only time I was ever in the dark was when I thought she was a good person. That was it. That was
exactly. Same here.
I've been out of the dark ever since I realized that she is manipulative, that she twists things, like she just did with the BX thing. and oh, it's such a life.
Yeah.
All the videos about me when that was not what it was. Like,
Yeah.
no, she literally
Please.
twists
He
everything.
will-
That's why I literally cannot take her.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't take more than like 15 minutes of her before my anxiety goes up and I'm just like, I can't. Yeah.
I know, same.
She made it very
Yeah.
unfun to hate watch her. Like I used to before I had a channel, I would watch her on my breaks just to get clips
Yep.
to tweet because that's what I did. I would like put ridiculous clips of her saying ridiculous shit on Twitter. But then I started my channel and she started coming at me. It made it not fun anymore to even watch her. Like,
And she's just depressing now. It's like it's sad and depressing and like a bummer now. Like it's not even that funny.
let's listen. As a matter of fact,
But if you want to be part of a community that is negative, and the whole goal of the community is to sort of deplatform someone and hate them and spread vicious like about them, it is a good thing to do. But anyways,
isn't that what she does?
so if you're part of that community,
Yeah.
you have to realize that at any time the people that are going after me can also start going after you. And it can happen like that because a lot of these people are going after me.
I have something to say there. I have something to say there, though. Where she says you
Yeah.
have to realize that if you're part of that community, you have to realize that the people that are going after me could eventually go after you. I think that's a small majority of people because there is such a big group of people that dislike Katie. Like, such a
Yeah.
huge group. Some of those people are not so nice people that if you do something they don't like,
Yeah.
they're going to flip against you and they're going to come after you. But I'm not friends with all these people. Like, I'm not friends with everybody that is against
Yes,
AJ.
you are, Leslie. Me and you are. We're the super secret troll group. It's Steve's fault.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
I know she said
Well,
that
I
one
agree.
time, like on
I
a
agree
live
with you.
stream. I know she
And
said that
also-
one on a live stream.
She said these people coming after you to deplatform you. If you're watching your P's and Q's and you're not giving, they can't deplatform you if you don't violate
Break the rules.
rules.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, yeah, and also there, yeah, some like BX or who, these people will go after somebody maybe for like a week or even less than that, but then they move on. With no, like she's in her own category with how long these people have been going at her. Like it's clearly, I mean, we all know it's just eternal. It's never ending. And that, in my experience, has only happened to a very small handful of the entire YouTube universe.
Yeah.
Did you see the video a couple weeks ago where the Seawalls took their kids to the beach for the day when they were near the beach for the day for some reason, and all she did in the whole like half-hour video was tear that woman apart? She said, "I don't think she has a maternal bone in her body." Her son fell in the sand and cried, and she didn't pick him up and love him. I swear.
Yeah.
You've got to
Wow.
go. Like the
Look,
whole, I did a whole live
I
stream
don't-
about it.
I don't really like talking about, like people and how they parent or whatever, because they got me in big trouble last time. But you cannot sit there if you don't want somebody to say
You can't
that
be
you don't
Katie
have
Joy
maternal-
and say that about you.
you cannot talk about someone
Exactly.
else not having a maternal bone in their body, but then get mad and say that someone attacked your child. They say the same thing about you,
Yep.
which is what she does. Because the one time that I said I don't agree with her parenting style because I felt that she should spend more time with her one child. I have 6, and I managed to spend more time with each one of my 6 children that she does with her one child. And that she literally, even to this day, she says I attacked her child. Like, she attacked my parenting, she attacked my child. But you literally sit on your channel and you talk about people having a maternal bone in their body. Yeah, it just blows me away. It blows me away.
Yeah, I was kind of
Like,
blown away by that one.
you don't have one maternal bone in your body. Like, what do you, like, really?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
this woman was at the beach with her kids. Like,
She,
where are
the
you?
kid had-
Where are you?
What are
On
those
YouTube
things?
all day.
What's the little thing called? You if you're planting flowers, I don't remember the name of it, the exact tool, but it's a little shovel, but it's a garden tool.
Uh-huh.
A trowel. A trowel.
Oh.
It starts.
A trowel or a
it started
I
with
said,
an
I
S.
said, oh.
It kind of looks like a motor. Her kid had that to dig with his bucket, and it was his birthday gift. And she said, "Who buys their kid that for their birthday?" Well, that may be what the kid wanted. However,
Exactly.
the night before her kid's birthday, she was on a live stream and she was talking about all the presents that were wrapped. And her chat started asking what he got for his birthday, and she had no clue.
Todd got them. I saw that.
Todd.
I saw the clip. She's like, "Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Todd because he got all of them."
Right.
But at least they pick their kids' toys out. Where you send Todd off to the store. Sean is a great husband, you guys. Like, he will take the kids. He will let me do my job here. But he also is not going to let me just, like,
not
be a mom to my kids. Yeah. If our kids' birthdays come around and I'm like, oh, I got to sit on YouTube all day and talk about myself so we can get paid this month. I'm going to need you to give our kids, like, Christmas stuff and their birthday gifts. He would be like, this is our kids' Christmas, their birthday. Come on, we're going. Like, that is oh my goodness. See, that's another reason why I cannot take Katie, because it's always negativity. Like, Wooden Eagle was like posting Katie's post, like, the other day, like all day, Katie was making posts about the Duggars, and every post she was like taking jabs at them. There was not one positive thing that she said about these people. It was even down to the venue where they had, like, a wedding or whatever, that she was like popping up about that. She was popping up about this. And I'm like, Katie, that's why the majority of people don't like you, because you're so mean to people. But then when anybody says anything about you, you cry like a little baby. Like, they're mean to me, but you're mean to everybody else. She irritates
she's not
me.
a nice person at all. I wanted
no.
Where is it at? Hold on one second. Yeah, I can't believe these people haven't sued her ass. Like, she really just goes after him. There it is.
Well, I heard that one of the girls from the family spoke to someone and said that they know who Katie is and that they're about to put a stop to her. I don't know how true that is. I can't really verify it, but that's just what I heard. That they said that they know who she is and they're about to put a stop to it.
Well, I think they should. She must have changed. You know how she makes videos and then she changes all the names of them.
Yeah, clickbait queen. Clickbait queen. That's what she is. She's clickbait queen.
Because I can't find the video now. It was like their weird family vacation. Shush, was the name of it, but I don't see it now. So she must have changed the name or took it down. Who knows?
Probably took it down.
She probably got so much hell because, I mean, the stuff that came out of her mouth. She said, "I don't feel like this person knows how to have fun with their kids," and because of their weird touching, the way they were raised, maybe did she ever just hug her kid? Like, I did a live stream and played the whole video because it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, actually, but yeah, it was ridiculous.
See, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Yeah, let's listen.
And online, it doesn't take very much for people to go after you. They'll just do it. Like, any perceived, like, you don't respond to their messages, you don't see a chat with them, you don't make content that they like. You say something in one of your videos that they find offensive. They don't like the angle that you tell, or the narrative that you're pushing. And the thing is when you align yourself in negativity and you align yourself in hate, all of that is going to come back at you. And all of the people that you align with, you could eventually find yourself being turned on by the same people. Now, I was told, I'm honestly feeling really good, and I'm not here to start any hate. I've noticed some creators are, for instance, Charlotte. I don't watch her channel, but I heard she's getting like relentlessly bullied.
She loves it. Okay. What up?
Either she is something critical with me, I don't think other people should be attacking her after doing it to her. And I'm noticing man pants, even with like I've done with this, I can't focus on.
Did she say man pants? She does that on purpose. She's
Probably.
never going to say anyone's name correctly. She's always acting like she didn't know who Charlotte was. She said man pants. That's not her name. She knows that's not her name. I can't.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate that people are just being a little bit more chill, and that's really nice. I'm not ever going to be starting drama with people. I don't really want to do that to try to ruin someone's name so that I can get some of their subscribers. That's just never how it works. And that's why I always try to stick to public figures on YouTube.
Isn't that what she did to Micah Stauffer? She wanted those subscribers. That was
on reality shows or stuff with the news, right? think that if you're engaging in that kind of behavior, if you're engaging in that community, and that's why you're coming to this channel. And I'll be honest, I don't like coming to this channel because the haters think it's funny to downvote me. They think it's funny to leave me nasty comments. They think it's hilarious to bully and harass me on the channel. They think that this is their space to hate watch me and be rude. And so I end up just like not wanting to come on this channel because I don't feel like this channel is really my home. And I can't go to my other channel and do these kinds of times. I can't.
This is her backup channel. She's got 396 downs and 298 thumbs ups in this video.
Mhm.
I talk to you guys all the time over there. But I would think that if you really don't like someone and you really don't find joy in watching them, then don't. Like, don't. Like, I went through a really hard time this fall, and it was like the hardest 2 months of my life. I'll tell you when my son almost died. And if you've ever gone through any sort of legal stuff, you guys, it's really stressful. And then when you know your truth, right? You know your truth, and then you have everyone else in your ears, right? And they're lying on you, and they're using that moment to look really serious. Like,
Hey, Lil Red.
Nobody was lying on her though.
Hey, Lil
Yeah.
Red. The chat saying that it's really low. It's low for me too. I took the earbuds out. On her video, will it go up anymore or no? No.
I can turn up my volume more.
Okay, we'll try that because I was having a hard time too hearing, and then I saw where a lot of people were saying they couldn't hear it that well.
Okay, and I'll mute myself when I hit play.
it was the hardest I think I've ever experienced.
We can't hear it all now, Lil Red. It went completely mute now.
Oh, it's because I'm muted.
Okay.
We're out live. But that's okay. People can do whatever they want. You know, anything they want. But like when you align yourself to community whose sole purpose is to literally just watch someone's soul, you start to become a really negative, horrible, angry person, right? This is why I don't follow Janelle Eason anymore. Because I don't.
I thought that was my fault that Janelle quit talking to her. That's what she told everybody. It wasn't my fault, but okay.
I don't like her, right? And I don't want to watch someone that I don't like. I don't want to report on someone that I don't like. I honestly cannot watch her.
That's a lie. She reports she don't like any.
Does she like?
She don't like the Duggars. She hates them. She reports on them nonstop. And she don't like the Browns.
The sister wives, except for Cody, he looks just like her husband.
Maybe that's why she's infatuated with him. I don't know.
And
But
dreams about
that's so. Wait, are these people in the chat like? Are they like? Do they not hear what she's saying? Like, I don't watch anybody that I don't like. Are they not like? Hold up. Wait, it doesn't seem like you like any of the people that you report on because you pop off about every one of them. There's not a positive thing that she says about anybody that she reports on. So
I don't think she likes
anybody.
I don't think she likes humans. I don't think she likes men or women. I think she likes that dog.
And herself.
I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna let him out real quick. I'll be right back.
I feel annoyed 99% of the time, and I don't report on her. I don't like her, right? Because there's no value in me putting out a video on her anymore, where I feel like, well, I don't like her, she's a terrible person, right? So I've stuck true to what I enjoy and the content that I like, and that happens to be the funny stuff because that's the stuff that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about helping educate people understand the detrimental sides of cults and religious fundamentalism and honesty.
Oh my God, you're in a cult. You're in a cult if you believe in any kind of organized religion. That's what I always felt like she was saying. Could y'all hear better then?
A little bit, but honestly, I think speeding it up is making it harder to understand.
Oh, it probably
At
is.
least for me, like, the speeding it up. I'm like sitting up here with my ear to the speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do one thing. I may be able to get the sound up a little bit higher.
Okay.
Sound good enough? Oopsie. And it's about as loud as I'm gonna be able to get it. No, maybe. I slowed it down too. Maybe it'll be better.
Like the religious patriarchy and modesty and purity culture and all of that. And I can do it in a way now where I don't feel like I'm glorified in someone's demise. I feel like I'm constantly trying to find a way to analyze and show you guys in the context of sometimes I'm snarky, but a lot of times I really removed that, and I'm trying more.
That is not snark.
No, she's
bitchy.
straight up. She's a straight up bitch. That's what she is. She wished she could be snarky. Then maybe more people would like her if she was just snarky. But no, she's not snarky.
She thinks she's funny. She says it's humor. It's funny, y'all.
She said that she actually considered being a comedian one time.
Yeah.
What that right there was the funniest thing I've ever heard her say.
That was funny. Wait, Veronica.
I'm trying more and more to think about how I cover things, and I think I like on my channel, on my Without a Whistleblower, what I really enjoy there is I have a mix of people that are like still in that fundamentalism world, right? And they don't agree with me, and they're conservative, but they're there and they're listening, and they don't agree with me politically, and they don't agree with me on things that I say, but yet they're still there listening. So I have them engaged, I have them active, and they're speaking and they're talking in the comments. And then I have other people on the other side that don't.
They're allowed to talk in the comments if they pay her money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. And okay, remember when she didn't used to talk about politics, and then all of a sudden she did? Well, did she think that none of her viewers watched? Did she think none of her viewers were Trumpers? Because her biggest moneymaker is talking about the Duggars, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're Trump fans, supporters, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that watch the Duggars, unless they just hate watch them, are Trump supporters.
I would imagine.
Don't agree with it, that are haters of that community, but I want to have a balance. I don't ever want to have a channel based on haters, right? Because a haters channel ends up blowing on you. You end up having a lot of negativity around you, which is why I'm always trying to find ways.
Which is what she has, a lot of negativity around her because she's not inclusive like she says. That's why she talks about how she don't like Trumpsters, and she don't like Christians, and
How
many people has she literally excluded, like, or made to feel like she was excluding them because of the crap that she, I don't know, like if you're a Christian and you've seen her merchandise or you've heard her
laugh about her dog chewing up the Bible?
Yeah, you're gonna feel like you're not welcome there because she talks so much crap. If you're anti-vax, you're gonna feel like you're not welcome there because anyone that's anti-vax is stupid or whatever. And that's the thing with Katie is she's not like, these are my feelings and how I feel about it, and if you feel differently, like, that's okay. She's like, this is the way that it is. You have to vaccinate your kids, or you're stupid and you're the problem with society. Like, there's no God. There's no God, and that's the way that it is. And if you believe that, then you're part of a cult and you're stupid, pretty much.
Oh yeah. And that was another thing. And the Jessa video, before they went to the beach on that day, they were in a hotel room, it looked like. The little kids wanted to play a video game or something. So the dad sat down with them. Instead of letting them get on TV to watch Peppa Pig or whatever it was they wanted to do, he just spent some one-on-one time with them and talked about the Bible. This is like a 1 and 3 year old, a 2 and 4 year, little kids. She
that's good.
Yeah, it is absolutely good. But she said, how dare he? He told them that God made the ocean. When science clearly, lady, is a 1 and 3 year old, first off. And secondly, God did make the ocean and the world. And 1 and 3 year old aren't going to understand much more than that about the Bible anyway.
And you know what? Like, a lot of kids that age love, like, Bible study. They love hearing about, like, all the animals that God created, and they love hearing about stories from the Bible. So to them that was probably fine with them. Like, and rather than sitting there watching, they're getting more time with their dad. Like, that's so crazy that she has something to say about that. Like, of course she would. I'm sure she would rather them just stick an iPad in front of their kid's face for 10 hours a day and put them in a room somewhere rather than talk to them about God.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cheer on people that I might not even agree with, because I know that positivity can go a long way. Like, I don't agree with a lot of things with polygamy. I don't agree with the cult of polygamy, but I still like Christine Brown.
But she still would be Cody's sixth wife.
And I still like Janelle Brown, so I'm still gonna hope that, still root their kids on when they don't fall into the trap of polygamy, much like the Jill Dillard and any of the Duggars that sort of break free from some of those constraints that their parents put on them. And, you know, it's just finding a balance. And it took me a long time to find that balance. And it took me a long time to find a place where I felt I could still deliver what I felt comfortable with, but then also satisfy both camps. And that's hard. I'll tell you something about.
Where's that place at she found? Because where's she at? What's she talking about? It took her a long time to find that place.
She found it. She found it when she, in my opinion, paid for another 1,000 subscribers, and it looked like she was finally growing again.
I was fixing to say, how did she gain 2,000 subscribers in 2 weeks? Like,
when did she get them? Because we got paid on what, like the 23rd?
27th. Yeah, it was 23rd.
We got paid on like the 23rd, and then it was like a couple days after that she got her some subscribers. So,
I mean, I don't know how much that cost. I didn't even believe it was really a thing, but
you can. No, you can. And
I've heard that you can. But, I mean,
because when I was friends with when a couple of my friends that
I know what you're gonna. I know who you're talking about. I think
that had bought like 300 subs, and it was like cheap. They said, like, you can go to different sites and you can get them. I mean, I'm sure there's sites where it costs more, but I know a couple people that said they got like 300 and it was cheap. So she got that paycheck on the 23rd, and in my opinion, I feel like she probably, because she hasn't grown in how long?
allegedly she's been swiftly bleeding subs for months now.
Yeah.
Since October. Like, she hasn't grown 1,000 in a long time. She's lost 1,000, and she's got her subscriber count turned off on her main channel, so you can't see it. You have to go to Social Blade to see how many subs she has.
Hate videos are very profitable. I enjoy commentary videos, even on you, but if they're unhealthy, and it's not necessarily healthy, and your girls do look healthier too, which is, thank you, Susan. And it's just, you have to, if you build your channel on hate, you're going to get views right off the bat, but then you're also going to have an audience that's volatile. A lot of the people that are hate watchers can be unhinged. They can have mental health issues. They can be very angry in their lives. They can be very upset or in a dark spot in their voice. You can have people become very unhinged on you and flip on you.
She's talking about people that leave her and get mad. When they leave her, they come over here and get to know us a lot of times. So she sends people here. And a lot of these channels that she calls hate channels, she grew my channel fast.
Yeah.
By talking about me. She got me monetized in like less than 12 weeks. Thanks, Katie. But I mean, she did.
Yeah. That's so she was she basically saying that people that like her but then leave and come over here and then go make videos, like, you have to watch them people because they'll turn on you too? Is that what
she said? That if you make a channel out of like a hate channel, like, or just calling someone out like these channels do her, that the people that subscribe are volatile and unhinged. But in my opinion, the people who subscribed, 90% of them used to be subscribed to her, and they're over here now because she treated them like shit.
Yeah, and I don't think, here's the thing, there may be a percentage that are crazy and unhinged or whatever, but that's with any.
That's the internet.
Yeah, that's with anything. Just like Katie's gonna have, some of hers are gonna be the same way. They may leave and come over here and end up flipping out on us and whatever. But that doesn't mean, like, just because they left her and started making channels or what, that they're gonna end up going crazy at some point.
And then, I mean, the internet is full of volatile, unhinged people. Everywhere. Yep. Some people might say she's one sometimes.
I do. I say she's one.
It will come back to bite you, and that's what I learned very early on with how I covered certain stories and why I don't.
She learned something.
Back to hate audience. Hate audience to me are toxic. They are, while they generate revenue and those videos make you money, you're getting people that are angry, that are watching you, and so those same people that will love you one day will literally turn on you like that. And as your channel grows, you become
some of her biggest supporters are the meanest people that I've ever had come after me on the internet before. I mean, she has one that they were arguing on Twitter, or not arguing, but they were talking about the other day. She's got one supporter that I don't even think her other supporters want to comment in her chats, is what people were saying, because Zag will go after even people who are like fans of hers. She, like, you can't disagree with her. But she's got this one chick named Jennifer. What's her name, y'all? Jen. She's got one that always questions her, and the girl makes her mad, but she won't, like, I don't know what that girl knows about her, but she asks her tough questions every time I see her in a chat. I think she says something that make Katie upset, and Katie just says, "Will you please?" She must be have the highest membership or something level, because anybody else she would time out.
They try to like bring you down. At the end of the day, I don't want to bring down anyone. I would love for like Josh Hubbard to finally get served some sort of sentence for what he did, but that's, until he does, unless he offends again, that's not going to happen, and that scares me.
So just pick on him and make jokes and rag him and dog him because you want him to get help and you want him to get
Kiki said that she won't block Jen McCown. Jen McCown, that's her name. And someone said keep listening. That's not what she's trying to say. So maybe I construed her words.
And I think if you really want to be about anti-cancel culture, you have to be mindful of that. You can't, if you're trying to be, I don't want to silence you, I don't want my freedom of speech taken from me, then you can try to take other people's freedom of speech from them. And that's the place that I got to. That's why I don't watch the videos anymore. I don't report videos. I don't look at videos. I honestly don't even pay attention.
She doesn't pay attention. She doesn't report videos. She has muted her before. Oh, really, Jen?
I hope over time this channel becomes a safer space for me, but this channel is not going to be giving you guys not have meltdowns. I don't even really enjoy live videos anymore. I don't like live streaming because I feel like people just want to find a way to set me off, and I am an emotional person, and so they will say something and they know that I'll see it, and then I might react to it, and that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for that reaction, and I just need to not react, and that's what I learned. Like, the less I react, the better I do. The less I react, the better my channel does. But my only point in all of this is that to all of the other creators that are starting to feel like some of what I've gone through, perhaps now maybe you could use this as an opportunity to realize that while it might have felt good to get those views and that money off of me, just remember that that can all come back to you. And
she's so full of shit. Oh.
The thing is while it kind of happened to me, but okay, I was friends with people that didn't like Katie, and then they flipped on me for whatever reason and then went after me. I mean, I'm not going to name them, but that's happened to me before. But you have a far greater chance of people flipping on you and making videos about you if you act like Katie Joy. I mean, if you're acting like her and going after people like her and timing people out for no reason and chastising people in the chat and going after your mods while you're live and embarrassing them and talking down to your subs, and the chances of those people branching off and making channels where they're talking crap about you is a lot greater. Like, we're all creators, so I mean, look at me and you, Little Red. We've already had that happen to us. Like, where we were friends with someone and they flipped and they went their separate way and they made a video or 2 or 10 or 12 about us. That doesn't mean that it happened to us because we're like Katie or whatever, or that it's just the internet. It's just the internet. I mean, I don't know any creator out there that hasn't had somebody start a channel to talk crap about them.
She's also kind of saying it like, if you make all of these hate channels, she's framing it like all these hate channels are just hating her and lying on her, when they're literally, mine's like the least let me show receipts, because I just like to come talk to my people, my chat, my subs. But like these upload channels, T-Spiracy, Waxy brings receipts. These channels bring proof. And she's making it sound like, oh, they're just coming to make fun of her hair or whatever. And that's bullshit.
No, I've seen those channels bring out receipts of things that she has lied about, where she says XYZ one day, and then a few days later she says something different, and they call her out on it. And they're like, here's an instance where she lied about XYZ. Like, for one thing, was Todd's, record company, and that it was affiliated with, white supremacy in some way. And, oh, we didn't know, and all this stuff, and T-Spiracy done a video that, like, detailed that. And it's a really good video, and I think she brought the receipts.
Yeah, T-Spiracy. And what's the other one? Drama and Opinion. They all bring receipts.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel really bad about this with Charlotte. I saw that she got doxxed, and that made me really bad. Because that same person that doxed Charlotte has doxed me so many times, has threatened me so many times, and that person that doxed her, it wasn't called for. If Charlotte wants to share her story and share her opinion, she has the right to. She has like a channel that she can do that on, and I don't think that because you don't agree with her, retaliation should be doxing. And I
really, because bitch doxed me when I was in the hospital with my whole neck. Yeah, she don't believe it.
Thinks that now, but she didn't mind doxing me or you when our opinions was different than hers.
Or a creep show, but that was an accident. Okay, so sharing a link to a website is not doxing. It was an accident. She didn't know the name was in there. I shared an actual website, and I apologized. And it went from one time with her. It was her business account. It was like Better Business Bureau. It was Manta. I feel bad. I would never do it again because so many people said that was doxing, but I was told it was, and I knew I was stupid. However, it happened once. I took it down and apologized multiple times, but she'll say I've doxed her multiple times and harassed her and death threatened her and doxed her husband's work and showed pictures of her neighbor's grandkids. I've never seen that picture that she's talking about either, by the way. But I have done some terrible stuff to her in her mind.
Yeah, me too. She says that I called her a drug addict, which I never have.
And she literally said you needed rehab. I was watching that after your arrest.
Yeah, she called me she straight up said Leslie obviously has an issue. She talks about the fact that I was arrested. She speculates on what I was arrested for and what I had and how I had it and why I had it, and that's the reason why my behavior was crazy. And after that, all I ever said after that was, when you're taking Adderall, you should not drink alcohol. And that's not me saying, or you're an addict, or you're a drug addict. That's me stating facts. Like, you're not supposed to do that. But right. She turned, like Katie does, she twisted that into, Leslie called me a drug addict. If I was to ever call anybody a drug addict, you guys would come for me. Katie, you called me a drug addict.
You called me a drug addict. Or in uni. Yeah, I had 30 felonies and a heroin habit.
People was all in her chat just speculating as well. Not everybody, but other people was like in the chat speculating as well about what drugs Leslie had on her, because Katie decided that it was her business to put my arrest out there before I even had time to tell the rest of my family.
How did she find out so fast? And the one thing I remember her saying, and when that happened to you, was a roadside test, because you sent out for a test, like you paid to have like a hair follicle test or something, didn't you?
A hair follicle test.
Okay. She said there has to be drugs show up for a positive to show up. Like it doesn't just, but I'm so like, are you a cop now? Do you know what the rules are? How many bags of cocaine had that cop's personal pocket knife been dipped in to do a test?
Well, actually, you are exactly right. What she said was actually wrong. So when I was arrested, and the bag that they pulled out literally had chalk in there, okay? Had chalk in there. So it was like the remnants of like where chalk had been. It was not like it was like a bunch of powder. It was literally like hardly anything there, right? So when he tested it, it was not even positive. It was negative. But he said it was positive. The cop literally, the first cop that done it was like, oh, it's not showing up anything. And then the cop beside him was like, let me see. And start shaking it and flicking it. It was like, oh, yeah, there's a speck there and there's a speck there. You see it? And the other cop was like, yeah. And I asked, which I didn't know what I was looking for. I asked, I'm like, can I see it? And they show it to me. And I look, and They're like, do you see, they're asking me, do I see the outside of the packet? Like, do you see what it says on the outside of the packet that, you know, it's going to be blue with pink speckles? And I'm like, yeah, I see all that. They're like, okay, do you see that speck right there? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, do you see the speck down here? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, what does it say on the outside of that bag? And I'm like, cocaine. But really, that is not a positive. The positives on these packets, the way that they're supposed to show up is all the liquid in these packets.
The liquid turns blue.
The liquid turns an entire color. It's not specks. It's so that's one of the reasons why they was wrong to arrest me and why it was dismissed, because
You got arrested because there's a piece of blue jean lint in a bag in your car.
I mean, it was crazy that they literally like called it a positive when it was a negative. And then Katie, I couldn't really talk about it because I knew that I was going to fight it. And then Katie, and I said, I made a post on like my private Facebook account and like on like my community tab. And I was like, they have to send it off, like, because what they tested there, even so they claimed that it was positive, but they sent it to a lab to like verify. So on my post, I was like, they have to send it to a lab to verify anyways, you know? And I couldn't say, because I'm not a professional or whatever, I couldn't say, oh yeah, it was a negative. Like I had to watch what I could say anyways. But like I had talked to a cousin of mine that was a police officer. I had looked into this. Like if you Google like how these tests are supposed to come back, it tells you. So like I knew, and like my cousin that's a cop, I told him how it showed up. He was like, no, that is not a positive. He was like, I would have never have arrested you or anybody else if the results come back clear, but with just a couple specks. He's like, that could be anything, you know, like you said, he used his knife to like scrape the bag, you know, so it could have been something that was already on there, whatever. Regardless, they had to send it off. And that's what I said. Katie's on a live and she's like, she like reads my post on my private Facebook page where I say that. And she's like, well, Leslie, that's actually not the truth. Those roadside drug tests, those are normally always accurate.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh no, they're notoriously inaccurate.
No, exactly. They are notoriously inaccurate. If you Google these things, all the things that pop up is the fact that they're so wrong. Like that a lot of places will not even use them because they will turn positive for cotton candy, for donut glaze, for chocolate.
Yep.
Like, any little thing can bring up a false positive.
Yeah, she enjoyed that so much, though.
Yeah, she was laughing and smiling,
and
and that's another thing that like really just irritates me so bad is if you have any kind of part when someone's going through something, like so many people that she covers, if they are going through hardship, she just laughs and smirks and smiles when she's reporting it, and I feel like it's just like you're not a good person if you're gonna laugh about the fact that. You know, Josh Duggar is a child molester or whatever. Like she'll like laugh about that and joke about that.
She gets so much joy about it because she's so pleased that someone else is getting, oh, see, somebody else is doing it. Like I'm not so bad. It's like it's like she gets glee that someone else has maybe done something worse than what she has possibly done because she thinks it makes her right. Exactly. That's why I said possibly.
Yeah. There was something to that. And I heard someone say it in your stream, and I know you're fighting it, or you should, if I were you. There was something up with that whole thing. But I know people who have trials and go to prison for whatever, they are allowed their discovery afterwards. So if anyone called, even anonymously, you're allowed that paperwork. You're allowed anything. So if that happened.
Yeah, it was really suspicious to me how she found out so quickly. I mean, she found out for some of my family did, you know. I mean, I was arrested on a Friday. I got out that Saturday and that Monday morning. And I heard that Sunday, before there was any post about it or any release about it, I heard that Sunday that she actually went into Uni's Discord and was saying that I had been arrested for drug charges and that she needed to go live, that they needed to go live about it. And Uni was like, well, do you have do you have anything? And she was like, no, not yet. Nothing's been posted about it. I just have a very reliable source, which
My God.
nobody would have known. Like the only people that knew, yeah, like how would you know on a Sunday? The way she claims they found out was on a Facebook post from the radio station. So how would she know on a Sunday?
There's other stuff that I've been suspicious about her knowing things, like getting stuff from a police department on a Sunday. Like, I can't even get my own stuff about my divorce and my custody stuff on a Sunday.
I know.
Yeah.
The best was when she said that her source at the courthouse, the papers had been filed, and Emily DeBaker's like, the source of the courthouse that were electronically filed. She's a liar.
Exactly. That's hilarious. Hilarious.
They are not good people, especially those people on Twitter. I'll tell you a few things that I've learned about a couple of those people on Twitter. I don't know their names, but I know a few things. I know.
Right.
I agree with her Twitter stuff.
I know that.
Yeah, but how can she not? Whatever.
Let's see what she's saying.
That are starting to back out or trying to go against the narrative that they want out there. They've done this to teen moms. I know that at least 2 of these accounts, I don't know which ones, literally harassed Janelle Evans to the point that they showed up at her house. I know another person had to get a restraining order and threaten a lawsuit to get these accounts to stop.
That was Toddy. Toddy did that against G.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Hold up. Is she talking about herself? She's talking about herself?
I guess she does say funny stuff.
Like, I'm not the first person they've done this to. They've done it to Janelle Evans. They've done it to other people, to other cast members from Teen Mom. And now they're just doing it to other. Now I'm just their target. So now it's just anyone else.
So she tried to get Amber thrown in jail for 5 years. Literally.
Yes, she did.
And
then she'd come back after that and was like, I wasn't really scared for myself. Like I didn't think that she was going to fly to my house and hurt me. But what I was scared for was Andrew and James, because the reason she was acting out and like coming at me so hard is because she was really mad at Andrew for those audios and the tapes coming out or whatever. She was really mad at him, but she took the anger out on me. So the reason, that's literally what she said, even though the night that Amber went live and was like, I know everything about you. Like, I know your email address. I know your address. I didn't get it, but like my attorneys did for legal reasons, so we can send you something. She hops on a live talking about, she threatened me. I have a child. I have a husband. She threatened me, and literally calls the prosecutor, probation officer, saying that Amber threatened to fly over there, then turns around like a couple weeks later saying, I wasn't scared for myself. I was scared that she was going to end up going after Andrew, because the reason she went for me so hard is because she couldn't get to him. So that's why I reported it. So she even went back on that, like a couple weeks after.
She cannot tell the truth. She cannot tell the truth.
No, and that was very Janelle Evans of her to try to get her arrested and then say, but I wasn't really scared. I was scared for someone else. That was like Janelle. I talked about that yesterday. Janelle getting Kiefer arrested and said, well, I know you didn't attack me, assault me, but it's the only way I knew to get you clean. That is not what that's not what you use restraining orders for.
No, it's not what you use it for.
That's not. And she said in her part 4 that she released the day before yesterday that she got the TRO against David because she needed some space and she needed some time, and she knew it's the only way he would not call her. That is illegal. You can't do that. So
that is filing false reports. Like, you cannot do that. You're wasting so much time. Let me tell you something. If you want to get away from your husband and you just need to get away from your husband, you know what you do? You turn that damn phone off. You sign out of your social media accounts, or you block him for a few days until you feel like talking to him. If he contacts you through some other way, all you got to do is ignore. You don't run to the police station, make up some lies to get a restraining order against them.
Right. And if she really was worried about her being, she said she fled for her life. Okay. But as soon as she got mad at you and quit talking to you, you shared her DMs that she asked you not to share. Kiki Ray said, can you ask LB? I think I know the answer though. If Katie has a relationship with Paris Hilton, or is Paris Katie, why is she on her Insta? I can answer part of that is she's been stalking Paris's post and reposting. It was, how was it, 3 weeks ago? She posted or retweeted or reposted Paris's tweet about being abused in a facility. It sounded like a medical facility, but come to find out, she was abused in boarding school growing up.
Provo.
Katie posted about her child, and at the end about his autism diagnosis. But people were saying, did that happen to him? The way she worded it, if someone were to ask her, she can say, I didn't say that happened to him. But the way she worded it absolutely sounded like that happened to him. But that's her. She's tried relentlessly to get attention from Paris the last several weeks. And she finally did.
That's what Katie does, though. When Katie sets her sight on somebody, whether it's somebody that she thinks could help her, or whether it's somebody that she doesn't like, so she wants to have a back and forth with them, and she know, like, what she'll do is she'll like constantly tweet them at them, and she'll either say nice things about them and like retweet their things, like agreeing with them, like, oh, like Trisha Paytas, like how she did with Trisha Paytas. She wanted to get Trisha Paytas' attention, so Trisha Paytas would like speak nicely of her, and then she would have some sort of endorsement from Trisha Paytas, and hopefully she would start growing again. Or like Paris Hilton. But with like people like Kale Lowry, she would do that to Kale Lowry, you know, and like constantly at her. And the first time Kale Lowry was like, "Who are you? You're irrelevant. Nobody knows." She jumps on Instagram or YouTube and was like, Kale Lowry drags me on Twitter, and I'm sick of it. I'm so tired of being Kale Lowry's punching bag. And it's like, what punching bag? You commented on a tweet of Kale's about a damn show on Netflix. And that ain't the first time you had tweeted her. You tweeted her all the time.
She went after her about vaxxing, about anti-vax.
Yeah, which
she didn't even want it to be positive. She just wanted someone of some status to say her name.
Yep.
That could get her.
It made no sense. Like, the tweet made no sense. Like, Kale's tweet was like, I'm watching this movie on Netflix, and it makes sense that the husband like pushed the wife down the stairs or something. And she's like,
yeah, that happened near me. I know them people. I saw them Christmas trees. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The store that I worked at when I got robbed at gunpoint, it was the same year. That happened to me on Black Friday. The lot beside the store I worked at, it was Christmas trees and produce and vegetables. My mother-in-law ran it, and her husband made the deer that are in the front yard in that documentary. It was in all of the news. My ex-father-in-law made those deer and sold them to him. Super nice couple. They came in together and bought produce all the time.
That's super cool. So, and there's a documentary or something that was made about them because he like pushed his wife down the stairs.
Yeah, he went to prison.
Yeah, it's called The Staircase.
Okay, yeah. Well,
it's a crazy story.
That's the movie that she had watched, and she just tweeted about it like it's obvious he done it. And Katie tweets like just like it's obvious that vaccinations don't cause autism, and you should stop spreading false information. Which I ain't never heard Kale spread that. I've never seen Kale get on her IG or tweet anything that you should not vaccinate your kids. That's her preference. I don't see her preaching that, but that's what Katie turned it into. You shouldn't put out false information. And it was her way to get a response from Kale, because when you go at somebody that chooses to not vaccinate their children, obviously they do that because they feel like it's the right thing. Whether or not it's the right thing or not, it doesn't matter. That if a parent makes that decision, it's because they obviously think that it's the right thing. So Kale obviously is going to feel attacked as a mom when you're coming at her for that. Of course you're going to get a response. And then when you do, you go to your channel. Kale dragged me on Twitter, and I'm sick of being her punching bag. So people's like, wait, what? What did Kale say? And I'm sitting back like, you got what you deserve.
I didn't say shit to you. You just inserted yourself.
Yeah, you inserted yourself into what she was talking about a daggum staircase movie on Netflix, and you brought up vaccinations. Like, you literally started with her. You're like a little spoiled 3-year-old, that like starts crap with other kids, like goes and takes their toys, and then when they like fight back, you like run to your mom crying because you're like the bully, the like 3-year-old bully that you finally got.
Absolutely.
You know,
That's
like,
a great
it's
analogy
ridiculous.
for it. Yeah, completely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's just,
And so these were the same accounts that I all loved because they were talking shit about me and they were the ones that were telling me to be careful of. So I wasn't saying that because I honestly was like, felt bad. Like, it was more like a warning. Like, you guys, honestly, like, I've had people from connected to Janelle literally say, this person, and this person, have been talking for years. They have, one of these people showed up at Janelle's house. One of these people, we had to get a restraining order against. One of these people, we had to send a cease and desist letter to. Like, the levels that she goes on to interrupting the story of people's lives, it's really scary. And so, just think about.
She got 4 cease and desist from one person
Mhm.
and still went and made a claim that he murdered his mom or something.
Oh, she's so ridiculous.
It was rich as hell. This Toddy and James and her husband are loaded rich.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had more than his mom. Like, shut up, Katie.
You're interacting with these accounts, these anonymous accounts on Twitter, and just be mindful of that. And like Charlotte and Leslie and whoever else like wants to speak out and say like they don't agree or they're seeing the light.
I'm waiting for her to say they can come on my channel. Leslie can come talk here.
I would love to go on her channel.
I know the hell I would. She could come on mine.
Sorry, I was hushing my dog.
I would.
You guys, I have to. Sorry, I gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably would.
Bye.
I have to say goodnight. Good night, you guys. It was fun.
Bye.
I'll see you later.
Yes, it was fun. Thank you for hanging out with us. I mean, bye.
I want to hear if she invites you over.
And just like run with that narrative. And just think of for a fact, like we value and we talk so much about transparency and being honest. So if you're gonna hold me to a standard of being honest and doing research, just do that to yourself, right? And I heard Radiant Brick actually say something that I agree with. We cannot hold.
I thought she didn't listen to Radiant Brit, so how does she know she doesn't usually agree with her?
Right.
Things that make you go, huh?
Yep.
Set of standards that we don't hold others to the same set of standards with, right? So if you're going to criticize me for doing things, just make sure that you're also evaluating everyone around you. Just because they don't like me and you don't like me, don't assume that all of your morals are the same. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because some of these people have no morals because they're anonymous and they think they're anonymous.
I don't know. I don't know any of us that assumes that. I'm not assuming that some person that I don't know has the same morals as me. Like, I mean, I kind of used to, and that was kind of naive of me. But at this point, I'm like, who is this person, and what's really going on with them? Like, are they telling the truth? Are they lying? Let me look for the red flags, and if I see them, I'm stepping back a little bit because I've been burned too many times. But I don't know what makes her think that everybody out there just for some reason believes that everybody on the internet in this community that dislikes KJ has the same morals as them.
I think she's literally seen a little bit of drama in the community for the last week, and she thinks, oh, now I can get up here with my compelling thoughts and act like I know what the hell I'm talking about, and people are going to listen. And she's a whole ass joke. Hashtag whole ass joke.
Exactly.
And we do know some of the identities now, and it's scary. So I don't want people to get hurt. I don't want people that are covering me to get hurt. I don't want these hate speech channels that are being criminal videos of me getting hurt. I don't want people to get doxxed. I've been doxxed so many times, it's scary. And when I saw that Charlotte got doxxed and I saw what that person said about her, I was like heartbroken for her because I was just like, that's not cool, like at all. It's not necessary. Just because she didn't agree with you and whatever, that wasn't necessary. Okay. So I do have heart because the people are critical of me, and I just think like.
Charlotte's not all of a sudden going to not dislike her anymore just because this happened.
And right, Charlotte is not all of a sudden like for KJ just because there was one thing that Charlotte was like, I don't think this is KJ. I think there's something else there that we're not maybe seeing. But crap, I forgot my thought. There was something else about Charlotte that I was going to say. Go ahead and play it. I'll think of it in a minute, probably.
I don't want to let Cash into
Maybe this is a good learning curve for everyone. I don't know.
a learning curve.
Channel to be a place where you're comfortable. I don't expect to be people around to stop hating me. That's just part of the job. I'm just decide I'm in a place right now where it doesn't bother me. I just think, like, the sad thing to me is that throughout this entire process, people are scared to, like, comment on my Twitter. I have no engagement on my Twitter. And people laugh at it and they're like, oh, nobody talks to me on Twitter. Well, that's because the trolls have been so vicious that nobody wants to comment because they know they're going to get hounded and harassed.
That's not why.
No, it's good. No. That's not why.
That's not why at all. And like the people in our chat know this. These are lies, but they don't say anything because they're all paying to be there. And if they say something, they might get booted. So they just.
I was gonna say about the Charlotte thing, how now she's like, I read what happened to Charlotte and I was heartbroken. I don't think that for a second. I think the only reason she is saying that is because she feels like Charlotte somehow like stuck up for her by what Charlotte said and by like not just like blindly believing everything that's going on from, one side. Now she's acting like, oh, it's so heartbreaking to see that done to Charlotte. If Charlotte would have never said what she said and Katie would have heard about what happened to Charlotte, Katie would have been sitting here saying, see, that's what happens. That's what happens when you mess with those type of people. Like you're part of this community with, those people, raking or whatever. And now they flipped on you. I don't think for a second she would say, if it wasn't to do with her and Charlotte saying, I don't agree with that. If it was anything else and someone docked Charlotte and it didn't have to do with Katie, I think she would be saying like, that's what happens. That's what you get. Like, so I think she's only using this like, oh, I felt so bad for her because she thinks that Charlotte stuck up for her in some way.
I still think there's more to it. Like, I don't even think that's why. I think it's because, like, there's a reason she's being nice to Charlotte. She would never say her name before, not even give her the courtesy of saying her name like she was a real channel. But Charlotte has 400 to 500 people in her live streams every afternoon. Maybe she's trying to show Charlotte some compassion. So maybe she thinks she's going to get one or two, there's a reason behind everything this woman says.
I think that Charlotte is so sweet and Charlotte's very like soft spoken and like she gets her feelings hurt like pretty easily. I think that Katie thinks that Charlotte is like maybe a pushover. So I think she thinks if I'm nice to Charlotte, maybe I can like pull her into my side, and I'll have somebody for me because Charlotte's already like seeing that things aren't all the way that they seem. And the same way that I think Katie looked at me back when, because I think she looked at me as like a pushover because I was kind of like, I would let things get to me or whatever. So I think she thought like, oh, I can, I think she thinks like, oh, maybe I can get Charlotte on my side if I say these things and I feel bad for her. Maybe I can reach out to her and say, hey, I'm sorry. And then we can be friends and I'll have an ally again,
Tries to make it black and white. It's like, because there's one person that did something wrong in this community or whatever, and it caused problems. Well, that makes her an angel all of a sudden. And she didn't do nothing wrong. She's always done that.
We still know what you've done, Katie.
Yeah.
And we don't like it.
Two people can be bad at the same time. Just because one person's bad, it doesn't make the other person good.
Right.
Exactly. I say that all the time. Like, just because there's two of them and they're agreeing or disagreeing on something, it doesn't mean one's good and one's bad. They can both be shit people.
Yep.
At the same time, it's crazy to me, and I think she absolutely got fooled by you because I think she thought you were going to be a pushover.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sweet little Leslie has some firecracker in her.
Yeah, I was a pushover for a little bit, but not anymore. Yeah, I was scared. Like I didn't know. Like I didn't know if I would be ran off YouTube or have everybody turned against me or what. So I was kind of scared. But not anymore. No, I'm not scared. Mm-mm.
She did.
The first time she ever said my name in a stream, I didn't have YouTube at all. I had Twitter and I had been on a live with Steve. I had been on Twitter maybe 2 or 3 months and she said my name in a live stream. She did a live stream about me and it scared me to death.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say my real name. She said Little Red and it scared me. But I was new. But I think she got more than she bargained for with you. And there's a reason she's mentioning Charlotte. I don't know exactly what her mind is thinking because she's got a sick and twisted mind, I think. But there's something going on in that head.
Yeah,
I agree.
So all I can say is people these days on Twitter. And if you want to engage. But the best thing I can say to you is if you don't want to be hounded by these accounts that are harassing, just block them. Instead of fighting back with them, just block them. They will come behind the block and then just block them. That's all you have to do. Like, you don't have to interact with them. You don't have to respond to them. All they want is to make you upset and to get you going. That's all they want to do. So that's why I ignore them. Just ignore them. And I just engage without having to worry about it. People think they have to like fight my battles or they're gonna get harassed. And like if you allow that sort of mentality to work, it's almost like they win and they get what they want, right? It doesn't happen on any of my other platforms at all. My Instagram gets so many positive comments. My Facebook gets so many positive
This is lies.
comments. My YouTube, my big channel. It's not.
She gets so many positive comments. Her Facebook is. Does she have a Facebook that I haven't seen? Does she have one that I'm not aware of? Because the Facebook that I've seen is like dead land. That I haven't seen. Does she have one that I'm not aware of?
Sorry. Yeah, I don't
She doesn't have
know.
a whole lot of engagement. Maybe her IG does. I don't know. I'm not a big IG person. And she has me blocked everywhere on IG. Like 3 accounts blocked. But she's lying.
Yeah, I ain't never seen any of her stuff have a lot of engagement. It's especially lately.
Yeah, and if you have to listen to her to figure that out about Twitter, then you're late to the party, because I figured that out on my own a year ago.
Rarely a negative IDP comment, rarely. And people are generally really, the trolls just don't show up there. So if you don't give the trolls anything to talk about, they won't talk. They just don't respond to them. Yeah, I just don't really enjoy Twitter, but Twitter's a good place to get information out sometimes. Really fast. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, she still talks.
That were videos about me. A couple people are not making videos about me. Charlotte got dogs, which I think is really sassy, and I'm really sorry that happened to Charlotte. People are getting threatened just for trying to share their truth, and I think that's not okay either. And, you know, the best thing that I can teach you, or I can say from my point of view, is just stick to your truth. And it's hard. You'll get backlash, and you'll get people that hate you. That's part of growth, man. Like, it's hard to have people hate you, but you don't grow without haters. And every single person that has a platform has haters. And every single celebrity has haters, right?
Maybe she thinks that people are so outraged by what happened to Charlotte, because Charlotte's so loved in the community, that people are just going to forget about everything that has been going on for last year and just turn on Twitter, on the person on Twitter. You know, I'm like, what do you think is going to happen with this one video? I don't think it's going to change anybody's mind about her.
No, that's what I feel like she does not understand. She feels like just because people are saying like, hey, we're questioning something over here, she has taken it and saying like, oh, see, these are people now, they're saying that I was right. They're coming out in support of me in some type of way. No, we're not. We're not supporting you in no type of way. As like, you know, I feel like I've had a lot of issues with Katie, where she's really, really hurt me. And almost ran me off, you know, YouTube at some point. There was a time where I was like, I may not go back. So me, out of everybody, would be the person that would want this to all be Katie. Like, I would probably be the person that would want bank statements to show that Katie paid for these hackers that done all this stuff. So when I come out saying, like, I just don't think that's the case in some of these situations, it's not because I'm trying to cause problems. It's because it's who I am. I just can't say I believe something when I don't believe it. Like, no matter how bad I may want it to be true, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Even if it, you know, but that is not me saying that I think Katie's a better person. It's not even me saying that I would put it, that I think that she's above doing something like this, because I actually don't think that she's above doing something like this. I just happen to believe that maybe some of the stuff she didn't do, and not because she wouldn't do it, but just because she, for some reason, didn't think about it, whatever.
She does enough really shitty, proven shitty shit that you don't have to speculate and make up stuff with her. Like, she's done enough that I don't think she's behind all this hacking either. And in my opinion, it crazy to take a a lot of money, but just a financial case and turn it into a criminal case. How dumb could she be?
Right.
But yeah, I don't think she's behind all of it either. But that don't mean the whole world's going to like change her mind about it.
Right. It don't mean that she's still a good person. It don't mean that she hasn't done things that are absolutely terrible, because she has.
Yep. Okay, she said she was going to wrap it up, but she talks for 2 more minutes. Let's see what she's talking about.
So if you're jumping around from community to community and you're hate watching and you're doing these kinds of things and you that kind of stuff, like it's I'm sure it's fun, but at the same time just remember that like a lot of the information is I'm really glad a lot of those videos by some of these people are just taken down. There's so many lies that were in those videos. And
She talking about
people are trying to see what's going on, so that's good. But I won't be talking about like anything just because I'm happier when I don't, and I just feel better in general when I don't address anything.
because the judge told you to shut up. She's
Exactly.
like, I'm really happy not talking about. No, you're not. No, you're not. What video is she still talking about? BX taking videos down, or are there more videos? Is she speaking?
I don't know. I ain't
She don't watch any of them, so how does she know videos are taken down?
Right.
But I saw that tonight and I was like, well, listen, I don't actually keep reading, but I thought her video was actually slightly interesting. But she was upset, and I just thought, I don't even know if I'll say this. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll leave comments on. But anyways, I don't hate any of you guys. I don't dislike anyone. I'm not going to have any more. So
She hates me.
I'm not going to melt down. I'm not going to react anymore. I'm honestly, the last month has been exactly what I needed. I'm feeling very, I'm working out every day. I'm working. I'm chewing everything out. And sometimes it's, the best thing you can do. And my advice is if you want to have if you want to see your channel grow, the best thing you can do is to just get out of the weeds, get out of the drama, get out of the back and forth, and just put out the content that you like to make the content, thank your subscribers, thank your members, and then just turn off your YouTube and go to bed. Right?
Sherry's landscaping for $10. Thank you, ma'am. Buy her some Benadryl for her face. I was thinking she looked swollen too. Like I've said that a couple times. But I don't know why her head looks swollen, and not in the normal. I'm a stuck-up lady swollen. I mean, her face looks puffy. But listen.
My biggest mistake, my number one biggest mistake, was trying to please everyone, and then two, trying to fight against a narrative that I could never change. Right? I was never going to convince these people like me, and now that
I really dislike when she says right, like she just asks a question and she's the teacher and people are going to answer. I hate when she does that.
It's like, I feel so much better. So, I'm never going to let my guard down because I'm not going to be friends with any YouTubers. Like, I don't have relationships with YouTubers. I don't have.
Like, that's her choice.
Speak to them, but I'm never going to be. I'm too busy, you guys. Honestly, I spend 90% of my day
on the computer.
When I'm working, I don't have time. I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm getting content put together. Right? I don't have time for other stuff. I don't have time to even check my social media half the time.
That's a lie.
That is wild.
A lot more information to share with you about what venue they were at their wedding party, blah blah blah. We'll have a recap for Sister Wives. And we're doing more stuff on our troubled team, just recently, and Dr. Phil.
Oh, she's going after Dr. Phil now.
You can see what I'm actually working on because I share photos and stuff. And photos out without a crystal ball. If you want to, you might find my favorite YouTuber because I feel you're the one that only wants to break. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I feel like I'm just old. Oh, one more thing. So, James Charles, you guys.
Seriously, she's gonna come out. She should leave him alone.
I just put a friendly reminder out there. So he's been kind of sending some lewd messages to some of his fans, right?
Oh yeah, that was gross.
And I just want to put this out there just for anyone that has a channel. There's a power imbalance between you and your fans. When your fans reach out to you or your subscribers reach out to you, you hold a position of power to them because they are so excited to talk to you. Please don't manipulate your fans by asking them for lewd photos or manipulating them to flirt with you or don't do that kind of stuff. Don't ask for lewd photos from your fans. Don't give your fans lewd photos.
I think James Charles has fans. I don't think she has. Do you call her subs fans? Would you? I don't know.
No, I've never felt comfortable saying that.
No.
Just in general, don't manipulate your fans and just try to create fans. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I don't respond as much lately, and I'm sorry about that. Yes, you can listen to Amanda Householder as a podcast. It's no longer on TV, but you can listen to it as a podcast. There's lots of stuff moving with Amanda Householder, with Paris Hilton, with her lawsuit in Utah. There might actually start to get some change started here. So we'll be doing a lot more with that. And I'm getting back to what I'm passionate about, and I just hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm grateful. Make sure you do this video with thumbs up. And
we're down.
Nice to each other. And oh yeah, WOACD official is my Twitter. And Anecdotes is my Instagram. And then I'm pulling.
She's weird. I want to show you real quick. Since you hadn't seen this. Oh, look at that pause. Please let this be the right one. Yes, this is it. I want you to hear this, Leslie.
God made the ocean. If you're in the Duggar family, your indoctrination starts really young, you guys. Like when you're a baby, you might fall asleep with your Bible. So I didn't know the idiot's Bible. Singing a lullaby.
So she made that a bad thing that her kid likes the Bible.
But a couple takeaways from this video are: Ben wears a turtleneck at the beach.
That was what I was.
Have you ever seen?
Hold on, those are those surfer shirts that like.
They're they're called rash guards, and they're also they block UV rays. But she calls it a turtleneck. Like she doesn't go outside, so she doesn't know.
Yes, that's right, because necks are apparently immodest. Even though he wears a t-shirt, otherwise he had to wear a turtleneck at the beach. Next, Ben gives the kids a Bible lesson instead of letting Spurgeon watch Paw Patrol. Okay, I don't even know if Spurgeon wanted to watch Paw Patrol, but he just wanted to watch TV. Like, they literally just got up for the day, and then Mom's like, I hit the remote because TV is Satan. Okay, she didn't really say that, but instead of watching TV, Ben decides that he's going to give a Bible lesson about the gods, ocean, water.
Okay, so they were fixing to go to the beach for the day, and they didn't want their kids to get stuck in the TV, and then they had to fight probably for 10 minutes. So they'll sit and talk and spend some daddy time, right? If I've got plans and I've got kids that age, I don't want them to get comfortable in front of the TV right before we leave.
And too, like that might be part of their routine. Like when they get up, eat breakfast, they have their little Bible study times. Like there's families that do that. And maybe before they went out to the beach and got tired, they wanted to go ahead and do their little Bible study time. Like, what is wrong? Like, don't wear a turtleneck to the beach. Otherwise, any other time he'll wear a t-shirt, but to the beach, you got to wear a turtleneck. No, Katie, that's you just being dumb because you don't understand. Like, my son, Dakota, like, one of his last, like, swimming outfits that I bought him come with swimming trunks and that type of shirt that is the turtleneck looking type of shirt, but it's a swimming set. Like, I can't even believe.
She's from getting burned.
I can't even believe that she's that ridiculous.
She's an idiot. Wait for it. I know you can't hardly hear him.
Literally cannot handle the fact that his dad is lying to him. I mean, I don't know if his dad is lying to him, but he's naughty and not really that interested. But anyway, once they finally get into the car and they get to the beach, this really weird thing happens. I don't know if they ever sat down. I'm not sure if Jessica even enjoyed herself.
Hold on, can I point out some really weird thing that's happening right now? There's a really weird thing happening. Why does she have a golf ball stuck in the side of her face? What is
this she was swollen on this side. It's our right side, but her left.
She got a dip in her mouth or what?
I don't know. I think maybe people were speculating she had gotten injections again, or sinus infection. I don't know, but she definitely, maybe she had an abscess tooth. She did. It looks good this day. There was one day you could see the line coming down from her eye. Yeah, she was swollen.
I would love to know if Katie was not Katie, but covering someone like Katie, what her assumption would be about this big swollen side of the face. What would she say? I wonder. Who knows?
I don't know.
It would be something rude, I'm sure. We can continue.
Something rude or accusatory.
100%.
We're playing with a garden space.
There you go.
Henry, you should go out there and get your toes wet. Yeah. So normal kids, when you go to the beach, mom and dad will bring like a plastic bucket and a plastic shovel and lots of toys for the kids to play with. But if you're a Seawald/Duggar, your mom will give you a garden space. Now this was a garden space that Henry got for his birthday. Yes, that's right. A preschooler got a garden space for his birthday. Let's sink in for you. While they're getting the garden spade and playing in the ocean, at one point, Mr.
And I mean, it's not lost on me the fact that she's trying to be funny here. She's trying to be snarky and funny. That like this is her new. She felt refreshed and got her second wind and was more creative making up lies. So here we go.
Jessica can't even be bothered to like give him a hug.
She can't be bothered to hug him.
It's okay, Henry. It's just cold. It won't hurt you.
Did you hear that, Leslie?
What did she say?
Hold on.
Plane in the ocean. You know, at one point, Mr. Henry falls down, and Jessica can't even be bothered to like give him a hug. Uh-oh. It's okay, Henry. It's just cold. It won't hurt you. You don't want to get wet? Okay, the sun will dry off in the sleep. Where he fell in shoes. You know that? He fell in shoes times, but he's already dry. The sun's so warm out here. It will dry you up just like that. Part of me wonders if Jessica has any maternal instincts, if she actually is really, if she comforts her kids. I've always wondered to what extent there was any sort of physical embracing by the Duggars, since they're so weird about touching.
Wait, hold on. When have the Duggars ever said that they're weird about touching their kids? Like, you know, just because they side hug the person they're courting, I've never heard them say they're like that they don't touch their children. Like, maybe the kid fell, and rather than like hugging him, I mean, you've seen him. She was like dusting him off, and she was explaining like it's okay. You know, that's what I thought I
Well,
heard.
the thing is, with a kid, if you act like it's a big deal, it's going to be a big deal.
Exactly.
And
if she would have been like, oh my goodness, he really would have flipped out. You know,
right? But
my kids will do that.
But she has no clue about stuff like that because Todd did that stuff.
I cannot believe she has the audacity to sit there and say something about her not hugging her child. At least she went over there and was like dusting him off. Whereas if her child is out there screaming, she gets up and slams the door.
You heard her say no maternal instinct, right? You heard that part?
Yes. Like, are you serious? Like, if your son is out there screaming or the fire alarm goes off, you don't even go check on your kid. You get up and slam the door, or you just make these weird faces like, I don't know what's going on. The fire alarm. Oh my God, something's burning. The house may be on fire downstairs or wherever my child is, but I'm going to stick it out here and his dad can handle him. That's no maternal instincts. Like, what?
Right. And at least they bought him a garden spade for his birthday. She don't know what her kid got.
And that could be, maybe they took him to Walmart, was like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Maybe he was like, I want that. And maybe when they went to the beach, maybe he was like, hey, I want to bring that to the beach. And maybe they was like, okay.
Right.
Like, you never know the story like about that. Like, she has absolutely no, I'm telling you, as a parent, I don't like to comment on other people's parenting. But when you're constantly commenting on someone's parenting, then I say you are welcome in it, because especially for uncalled for reason. Like, that's just ridiculous that she is making such a big deal out of that. But yet there's literally clips of her son yelling and crying. And I mean, there's one video where she gets up and she's like, you can't be letting him scream like that. And slams the door.
Yeah. Did you see the one though where the dogs and the kittens were fighting and she jumps up and runs through the house holding her phone during a live? And I've never seen her move so fast because the dogs and cats were fighting. She ran through the house with her phone. I was like, how big is her house? And someone told me the exact square footage, just like bam. I'm like, how'd you know that? That's weird. And yeah, she ran through the whole house over the puppy.
Because she was scared her dog may get hurt.
Right.
But if her son is out there crying and she don't even know what's wrong with him, she's going to get up and slam. And I watched the video, the one where she like yelled at Todd. It was like, you cannot be letting him scream like that. Yeah. I watched that. And you could actually hear Todd like trying to tell him, you can't be yelling like that. You got to calm down. And she yells at Todd and then gets back on the stream and was like, I don't know what's going on. My son is somewhere in the house screaming and my husband just doesn't seem to care.
Right.
I mean, her son has went in there and been like, Mommy, I'm ready to go to bed. Like, can you come tuck me in? She's like, get your dad to do it. I'm busy.
Let's listen.
Even when Henry's crying, she can't even be bothered to like console him. And another thing that I thought was weird was throughout the entire time at the beach, not only were they all dressed like, I mean, I guess that's okay, but they never seemed to sit down, and maybe they did and she just cut this out. The entire time that they're at the beach, Jessica doesn't seem to even play with the kids.
She made a video. She made a video for her fans, their actual fans. She made a video. Of course, it's edited. Of course, they sat down at the beach. But did she just say she couldn't be bothered to get off the internet long enough to spend time with her kids? Did she say that out loud?
I mean, usually when you take your kids to the beach, you want to document it. And if you're the one behind the camera, you can't be on camera with them because, you know, you're the one behind the camera filming your children enjoying themselves at the beach. So later on, you have that to show them like, hey, here's maybe later on her husband filmed, and they got some with her and her kids playing, and she just didn't put that up. Like, she doesn't have to. If I was them, I would sue the britches right off of her.
I can't believe you haven't seen this video.
No, I haven't.
It just gets better.
Like, literally, Jessa seems so distracted by filming this for a video that she seems too bothered to stop to do anything. So Ivy, like, runs off and goes and looks at a bird. By the way, you guys, Ivy's talking a lot. She was so cute.
So she just tried to make it sound like their kid got away from them. The camera's pointed directly at her.
Yeah, the bird. Let's come back. See my friend. Henry falls in the ocean. She can't be bothered to help him. When the kid asks for towels, she won't give them towels.
He fell in the ocean.
Don't touch me. You're all sandy. You got it all through your hair. Well, you gotta keep playing for a little longer. You need to wash your arms off. She makes them keep playing instead of letting them dry up. It's like she's so on an agenda and she so doesn't want to get anything dirty that she doesn't allow them to take a time for a little bit of a break. And I don't even know how long they were actually at the ocean.
Exactly. You don't know.
Like where, but they had fun. And it looks like they did have fun. I can qualify your fun as falling in the ocean, your mom not drying you off, giving you a hug, and making you play with the garden.
Or maybe your idea of fun is, you know, wanting your mom to come tuck you in for bed, and you go in there, or you want to ask your mom a question about the wind chimes, but as soon as you open the door, she yells at you and says, "Please don't yell and scream." You know, maybe your idea of like, what? I can't see. This is why I don't watch her.
She's like, how dare these people make their kids go outside and get fresh air in the pretty weather and have a staycation?
How dare them take their kids to the beach when they could just stick them in a room with an iPad so the parents could do whatever they really want to do? Like, what?
Make videos. Little sister takes away your garden spade and you start a fight, and Spurgeon does look to have fun. But Jessa literally is hardly interacting with the kids and is more focused on filming everything. Not to mention, while they're walking on the boardwalk, they literally don't have any shoes on.
Oh my God, they're barefooted, Leslie.
When we went to the beach with our
She's
kids,
going straight to hell for that. And it's also like February, so you know that sun is just blistering the bottom of their feet.
when we went to the beach with our kids, we did not wear shoes out on the little thing, because guess what? When you get off that, it's beach sand. You don't want to wear shoes in beach sand because you're going to get sand all in your shoes. So you do walk out there barefooted.
I don't know if she's ever been.
At least she was filming her kids rather than just filming herself away from her kids, you know?
Right. Let's listen. It gets better. It just keeps.
And I don't really get this, you guys. Then they go get ice cream, okay? They spend the entire day at the beach, and he is wearing a swim shirt, and swim trunks. And she will not let the kids get chocolate ice cream because Spurgeon will spill, and he has to keep wearing that shirt. But when they were at the beach, she said that they were going to be going and changing. She changed Ivy, who didn't even get wet, into a new outfit, and the boys remained in their swim pants and swim shirts. But she was so worried about the kids spilling their ice cream, she forced them to have vanilla ice cream. Well, we'll see what they have, okay?
This is the stupidest part. I don't know. Who knows why she didn't? Maybe she don't want them to have chocolate. I didn't let my kids have chocolate until they were like 4. That abused child didn't get chocolate.
Ice cream, but then she said she was going to get them lunch and they wouldn't have ice cream. So I'm extremely confused about all of this. But
Holy moly. She said she was going to get them lunch and then she went and got them ice cream. She wouldn't let them have chocolate. Let me tell you something. When we go on vacations places or when we just go uptown, like somewhere like it's like an hour away, like I'm like that too. I'm like, no, you're going to get your drink in a cup or you're not going to get this type of food because unless I pack extra clothes, I don't want to have to be going around for the next few hours with my kids with like stains on their shirts. I am that type of mom. That's just my preference. But it's not like they're going to go hungry. It's not like they're not going to get the dessert. They just might not get the dessert, but they're still going to enjoy ice cream. Like what? And maybe she changed the baby because the baby peed through her diaper, or maybe the baby pooped and it got on her. Like ain't the baby like a little kid that is still in a diaper? Because she said something about
she's tiny. Like
there's so many. Hold on a second.
maybe they were on their way from the beach back to their room to change clothes to go out for dinner, and they got ice cream.
And they got ice cream, exactly.
Or maybe the video's edited, like she said 3 times, and who knows?
Exactly. Like she is doing a lot of assumptions and making herself look stupid.
She thought this was her comedic debut. I think she thought this video was gonna just go viral because it was. She thinks she's funny. I think.
There's no room for fun. And when you want to watch the TV, your dad will probably make you learn about the Bible, completely negate science, and take everything that's in the Bible as literal. So when you are a younger and you want to watch TV, you won't. You'll be forced to listen to your dad talk about the tides and the ocean. And then you'll be forced to go to the ocean, not get a towel, not get dried off. And then when you're done playing and you're completely filthy from the sand, your mom will be worried, by the way, of you spilling ice cream after you've had sand and dirt all over you. You have to eat vanilla ice cream because God made the tide stop the water and you don't want to get dirty. So, all of this. Oh yeah, don't forget the garden space. Tell me in the comments below. Bye guys.
What were the comments? Did she leave them enabled? Please tell me they called her out.
Evil. Oh, that was me. I said that. Evil. I think you are reading too much into things. Looked like a fun family trip, to each their own. Right. When does Katie ever show her playing with her son in the snow, or when does she ever take her son anywhere? Well, none of my business, but why does she have to nitpick them so much? I'm not saying, hey, KJ, why does your face look swollen right now? Or how many times she closes the door when she's doing a live. So it's kind of crazy she can't not nitpick everyone, but to each their own. Right. Jessica posted a 20-minute video, and Katie acts like the video included their entire beach trip. Katie is such a troublemaker. I was going to say the exact same thing. Where is your son, Katie? Locked in a room?
I'm glad everybody's calling her out, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible, y'all.
Yeah. Follow Wax said, important notice, the child never asked for chocolate ice cream. KJ didn't mention that. They never wanted chocolate. I didn't hear them ask for chocolate either.
That was probably the dad was going to order chocolate ice cream, and yeah. And that was the most ridiculous. Like, the dad completely negated science and didn't explain to the kids.
I don't like that. Like, she's literally, if you are a Christian person watching her and she's saying that, like, I would instantly be like, you know what? You don't respect what I believe, so I'm not watching you. Like, I'm not watching you. Like, on my channel, like, obviously I'm a Christian. I've made that pretty obvious to people, you know, but I'm not going to sit here and attack people for their beliefs.
Well,
I'm not going to do it.
Some people question that. Doesn't she realize that she alienates a lot of her viewers when she does videos like this? And maybe they are mindless, and the ones that are left, I don't get it. How many views? I don't even know what's average views for her, but this video's got 39,000 almost views. Is that a lot for her?
How many thumbs down does she have versus thumbs up? Is it up there?
She's got 1.1K up and 565 down. I call bullshit on that one.
I do too. I think she bought some likes, and you can do that too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
You can buy likes, comments, views. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. She has a problem with any kind of organized religion. She calls it a cult. And Now all of a sudden she's calling, and I've seen one person argue with me and said they were, but I never thought of the Little People Big World, Jacob and Jeremy. I never thought of them as fundies. Just because there's 4 or 5 children in the family doesn't necessarily mean they're fundies. They're not big about religion on the show. I just don't know where she got that. But now all of a sudden, because she wants to talk about them, because Jacob came out with that, what happened to him as a younger kid
from the producer show,
right? And she's been warned by her viewers. It's frowned upon to talk about that. So she wants to talk about them so bad. Now they're Jeremy, and she hates the tall son, Jeremy, I think is his name. She cannot stand his wife. And that girl is beautiful. I think that's why she don't like her.
There's a reason why, probably.
I think she don't like her because she's beautiful. But she makes her sound like just a horrible person. But she says they are like extreme fundies now, and I'm like, I don't get it. I'd rather be a Duggar kid than KJ kid. Me too. Waxy, I dropped the link if you want to come in for a minute. I'm a Christian and was offended when KJ asked everyone to pray for someone one night not long ago. I noticed that too. She did absolutely ask for prayers one night. And I don't even think she realized. But when her I don't need to say anything about her son. 7-8 years ago, she was very religious, and now it wasn't just she got too into it, or they picked a bad church, or a church that she didn't like. It was a cult, and I know exactly what kind of church. Those church, I don't know about in other states, but where I live, they're popping up, and they grow really super fast because they're non-denominational. You can wear what you want. You don't have to, and it's very non-judgmental type church. They're big into music. They play a lot of music. There's more music at some of the ones around where I live than there is actual preaching. And people like that. Some people like that. And they usually have they have couples, they have programs just like churches, but they'll have a recovery, celebrate recovery, or a one night for recovering addicts or people who are just struggling with stuff in their life. That's what I think they were a part of, but they called it a cult. And she said they were always asking for money. With those, churches ask for tithes, but those churches, this huge one is the one near me is on their 3rd building in like 10 years. They just grow so fast. They do collect money. Every church does, but they really do focus on it because they've outgrown their church so much. They've got a whole building with seats, and you have to watch on camera.
Katie thinks that a church should not ask for tithing, but yet she, as a YouTuber, asks for super chats and donations and membership. But they're money hungry. Like, first off, preachers, that they have a job. Like, I think they should be getting paid. And you got to pay for the church, you got to pay for the electricity, you got to pay for the water. But there's summer camps that kids want to go to that their parents may not be able to afford it. So the church, usually, like I know for our church, when they have summer camps, if there's a kid that their parents can't afford it, our church will chip in and pay for it. And you want to know where that comes from? That comes from people paying their tithing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, while there are some churches probably that, the money's being taken advantage of or spent somewhere that it shouldn't be spent. For the most part, they have a whole system, though. They have a treasury. They have,
they have a board. They
have a board. And they have meetings where you go over the finances to where you can see the preacher was paid out this much. This much went to the water bill. This much went to the electric bill. This much went to the camp stuff. This much went to that. So, for the most part, as long as people are doing it correctly, nobody's like ripping you off. You're just funding the church. A church can't ask for money and tithing, but she can ask for super chats. And
I just think that, it was ironically enough I'm aware some people go through a hard time in their life and they question, why would God? I mean, people go through that. Some people. But it was when her son was sick that they were very religious, and then after he almost died, she's not religious anymore. But these non-denominational churches that grow so fast, they do a lot for the community where I'm around or from, and they also are big into like going, what's it called, missionaries, and they'll go to Mexico, they'll go to Thailand, and if someone can't afford to go,
and they want to go, they'll send them.
Want to go.
Flossie went to Nicaragua. You guys know. Flossie went there. Our church used to go there like every year, and whoever wanted to go could go. And Flossie went there, and I mean, it's awesome. Like, Flossie had a great experience there. She met people that, she was able to witness to and share her testimony with, and she made a difference in their life, which Flossie paid for her way. But if there's people that want to go and they can't afford it, that will go there, for them. I didn't want to mess up and sound like I said something else.
I know. No, that's the one thing with her. Like, not all of the other stuff, but most of the other stuff she has said and done, it could all be overlooked if she just changed a lot about herself at some point. But the way she discounts people who believe in the Lord and have a religion, I don't care. She says that all Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult. How? I don't know enough about that Jehovah's Witnesses to know, to say. I know there was a Kingdom Hall beside of my first home I bought when I was married, and they were perfectly nice people. They knocked on my door like once, and they didn't bother us. But I didn't get culty vibes from them. Maybe there's something I don't know, but she thinks anyone that believes in the Lord, and it's just so it's demeaning, in my opinion, to her people who are. You ain't even got to be religious, but if you believe in, and she just, you're an idiot. It's science. Hey, Wagsy, how are you?
Hey, how are you guys? You are doing fantastic. This has been a really good stream.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to listen. I'm sitting there like, yeah.
I fell asleep when you were on that stream the other night after T-Spiracies. I fell asleep. I had taken 2 melatonin, but I got so heated listening to it. Was it last night in Aaron's or the night before? I got mad. I was like, he wouldn't let you speak.
Yeah, no.
Wait, what was it? I must have missed it.
T-Spiracy did a live stream, and Wagsy, during her live stream, BX went live and was, I guess, streaming parts. Wagsy went on stream with him, took a link to go on stream with him, and he wouldn't let her talk. He was rude. He called her stupid. He kept calling people stupid.
I got a list of the names he called me that night. You want to hear it?
Yes, I want to hear it.
He comes with receipts.
Yeah, guys, receipts is all you can't talk without them. So I was called, and this isn't even a complete list because I haven't rewatched some of the video, but henchman, horrible, Karen, he doubled down on that multiple times, sicko, weirdo, whack, stupid, dumb, dumbass, idiot, liar, multiple times, entitled, disgusting, crazy, disrespectful, and a hypocrite. Just to name a few.
Waxy, who did you kill?
I know. It was bad.
I mean, my goodness.
Well, I feel, it's a learning curve. And my mistake was I was a sub and a follower. And so, but I had been a person with my real name until October when I made my channel. Then I didn't want to use my real name.
Right.
So as we all know what happened to Charlotte. So then I was True Ball of Wax. Well, my real name still was commenting over with BX. And so I still was a follower, a sub. I enjoyed some of his stuff. And when you follow somebody, you think that, well, that they'll know that you appreciate them. And so they will, at least you could be able to talk. And I really believed, you guys, that I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but I'm at least twice his age.
Yeah, he's
And
young.
I thought perhaps I could bring a fresh set of eyes and maybe a different perspective and maybe help. And I was outmatched, and that was obvious, and it was embarrassing. But what do you do? I mean, my heart was in the right place. I really meant to help or whatever. And I now realize it was my bad. I shouldn't have went there. We have never talked except for in comments in his stream. So why did I think it was a safe place? That was a mistake.
It should have been
Bully
that.
Slayer.
Hold on. I want to say that it should have been a safe place because
It
no
should.
creator should attack someone coming on their channel. You know, even if the person gets on and says, I don't agree with you for whatever, because if that person starts getting rude or immature or attacks, you can always boot them off or kick them and say, hey, this is my channel. Look, you guys, I value you guys' opinion, but if you come on my channel and you're being disrespectful, I'm just gonna have to get rid of you. I'm sorry. So the fact that you come on and he treated you that way, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm. It was wrong, but I really have no one to blame. The other part of this is there was some red flags along the way that I probably should have grabbed, but I didn't, and I regret that now. There was some videos that I could have watched and known at least in a different perspective. But no, I'm kind of naive and it played out in spades, and I won't do that again. We won't be doing that again.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't know because I know when I first heard of BX and I started kind of looking into who he was, to me, he come off as this genuine guy that was trying to help someone that he thought, made a mistake. And with the whole Sanders Kennedy thing, Katie made a mistake. So he was going to go to her rescue, try to help her. And then she flipped on him. And he had a lot of people rooting for him. A lot of people that did not know him, that once KJ done that to him, they went to him and they thought, oh, this is a nice guy. I like him. So now with the way that he's acting, it's either something's going on to where he's acting out and he's mistreating people. And maybe the real BX is who he was a couple months ago when I found him. And I think that's why maybe you went on there hoping and thinking that's what it was. Or we saw someone that was not really who he was a few months ago when we all found him. And maybe this is who he really is.
It's one way or the other.
Right. It's one way or the other.
He appears to have a chip on his shoulder.
I think this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, LB, where, okay, so he met Katie and they collabed and ended up not working out. Not necessarily one's good and one's bad. They could both be shit people. You see what I'm saying? And I really liked him in the beginning, and I, up until last week, had started watching some of his Garfield videos again and had liked them, but he's always been so convinced that everyone wants to cancel him.
That's what my husband said today.
My
husband, we were on our way home from somewhere, and we were talking about the issue, and he was like, I keep hearing him say, and he has said this from ever since I first started watching him, that people want to cancel him. He's like, I don't know anybody that wants to cancel him. So I don't know why he's got this thought in his head that want to cancel him. Sorry I interrupted you. Yeah. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
Well, he went and made a video. He made 2 videos about me. And the first one, in the middle between the 2, he came out and said that he meant to do it. He's trying to get rid of all of us Karens and us KJ people, and they need to go so he can chill. And then the next video came out, and I'm thinking, oh, he meant, so I was collateral damage. I was something that he was hoping for, so he could get rid of anybody that might like
that found him through the KJ stuff. Anybody
Yeah.
that found him through the KJ stuff.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He may think, oh, they found me through the KJ stuff, so all they want is me to make KJ content. But I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people stuck around with him because they just liked his videos. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You nasty girl, you nasty, whatever. That song was stuck in my head for a long time because I watched him a good bit, you know. But him saying like, oh yeah, basically like, I've been waiting for this so I could get rid of all those KJ people. And another thing is the fact that he called you a Karen. Like, I don't like that. Like, there are legit Karens out there that should be called out for a certain type of behavior. But what, just because you're white, you're a Karen?
And entitled.
Oh, and because why were you entitled? Because you were a follower of his and you felt that you could call in and like talk to him, so therefore you were entitled. Did he share the link? I mean, how did you get the link?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so he shared the link, but you were entitled to call in, but yet he's put the link out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you didn't pull it out your butt, you know, like.
Well, he did a couple of things. First of all, I went in a few of his live chats, and if I would speak and his subscribers, some of them knew me and would say, "Hey, Lil Red, hey, Lil Red, hey, Lil," and it, you know, added me. And if anyone would ever say, "When are you going live?" his moderators would say, "Don't mention other creators in this channel." So I quit talking when I would go there.
Oh.
The other night when Waxy went in there, he kept accusing her of lying because she didn't take the link. Because if you go to a live chat, you can't scroll back but like 2 minutes in the chat. If there's a lot of people chatting, you can't go all the way to the beginning.
Right.
And she's like, "I don't see it." And he was saying she was lying because she didn't get the link.
And he sliced that video. There was a lot of
he edited
smack talk towards me before I even got there. And I was really reluctant. You know, you have to press that last button to say I'm going in the broadcast.
Uh-huh.
Well, see, the link had been dropped for Petite Fireball, and she had been talking. So then when it was going to drop the other one, the mods were supposed to drop it. And twice the same mod said, "BX, I can't drop the link. You need to do it." And he was talking, so he didn't see that. So then it got made fun of me that I wasn't why couldn't I grab Fireball? Fireball managed to find it. Why couldn't you find it? And it was like, I tried, and you can hear me say that. I did scroll back. It wasn't there. I'm not an idiot. But that was fodder for the entertainment. You know,
then it was
the old lady's too stupid to be able to find a link.
Then he was like, "How dare you come here without receipts? You came here, you knew you were coming here, but you came directly from another live where he was begging." He was asking T-Spiracy to come from her live to his live. She had 400 people in her live. He had 40.
Yes.
She said, "I know I am going to leave my live to go to his live. I'm not watching him."
Yeah, she got 340 people, and come over here and talk. And I'm not leaving my live, but
so Waxy went over there saying, "I've been a subscriber and a sub to you for a year. I like your channel." Went very gracious, very nice, and he was just mean. I got mad. Like,
is it still up? Because I heard that a lot of his mods left him after that. Like,
they did.
A lot of people
they have reached out to me, a couple of them. I'm not going to name names or anything, but yes.
Well, he did a whole ass video and titled it something like "Please unsubscribe," or like
that's the one that's in the middle. Red, that, you know, he did 2 videos on me, and they're there, there. And in the middle is the one that he says unsub me, and these are the reasons why. No, wait, that's wrong. That was the day before, which I didn't see that video. The one in the middle was again talking about I meant to do this. I wanted to do this, but you know, there's no way he wanted to do this. I can't. I mean, it's an easy thing to say now, but it was hard. It was really hard.
I have a question. So outside of like when he would do videos about like, because I know he had like the issue with Manda Pants, he done the videos about KJ. So outside of that, what is like his like genre? Like what's his content? Like what does he normally do?
Well, I know he has a music channel, and and he has the main BX channel, and he enjoys retro or vintage type television, and that's one of the things I enjoyed. He'd do like do you like you know, LA Law, or I mean, not LA Law, that's too old. Do you like the CSI, or do you like Criminal Minds? And then you could vote, okay? But older shows, and I always would chime in on all that. And of course, he is thought. I mean, the problem is, I find him to be thought provoking. Like he's his content can be good. It really can. But he wants to tell you he's a comedian, and he can be funny. That he can be.
I can be funny too, but I'm not a comedian. I cut my hair sometimes, but I'm not a hairstylist. So
there you go.
Katie claims that she's a journalist, and we also where that went.
Well, she wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, and we see how that went too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He also did, like, the first time I saw a bunch of people leave him was Sloan did the video where he was upset and crying, and BX made fun of him, made fun of his mental health. People got mad because and when the video I saw, people were, even his moderators were saying, this is not right, you should not be. And he was like, I've got mental health issues too.
That doesn't mean you can. That doesn't mean just because you got mental health issues doesn't mean you can make fun of somebody else for
right, absolutely. But I don't remember if he told what his issues were, but he was like offended that Sloan, like he thought Sloan faked that for views or whatever, and he really came after him hard, and he lost some moderators and members for that. And then there was a time where people said all of his moderators are women, but he treats women bad. There was some issue with women for a while. I just haven't watched them, and maybe a couple of weeks ago I saw that Garfield channel. He had a couple of videos that were pretty funny that I had watched, and I was like, maybe he's okay. And then Waxy happened the other night, and I was just like, seriously, that was just wrong.
It was hard to live through. It was like, I didn't use my face, and I'm so glad, because, and he would have made total fun, but I started shaking when he kept saying, can't we have a conversation? And it was more of an interrogation. He was asking me pointed questions, wanting the answer to what he wanted the narrative to be. And I wasn't able to deliver that to him. So then he'd get mad and start asking me more. Literally, I'm like, okay, I'm trying, and it's like, a new gal pointed that out. At that point, she could hear, she doesn't know me at all, but she pointed out that right there that I should have left. That would have been a good, since my voice was timid at that point. So, yeah, I should have.
Somebody asked, why was he mad at you? He was kind of mad before you ever got there. Just because.
He was mad at T-Spiracy.
Just because T-Spiracy had 350 people in live right before. I don't know.
I was not aware at the time about how there had been a beef. Okay, but there was a beef between T-Spiracy and BX, and so that's what this was about. But I didn't realize that it had started it didn't start in the stream, but it was mentioned in the stream. But I was on, and well, Red, you'll know this. Like right now, I can see the comments that you put up you bring forward.
That's part of the video.
I can't see the running comments. Perhaps there's a way to do that. I just have never learned that. So every time I've been on anyone's panel, I don't see comments. I can't see them. So we got told that when BX left, T-Spiracy asked him to leave 5 or 6 times. I need to go back and look at the video and recount nicely. nicely. And
Yeah,
she's
she
like,
said she didn't feel like, she was like, I don't feel like
she
doing
kind of
this.
came on, she's mad. She's upset about the Charlotte thing. And she goes, BX, not tonight. Let another time, dude, please. Just, we'll talk another time. And she asked him a minimum of 5 times. So at that point, one of the mods timed him out. And that, I guess, peed him off too. But so we got told that he went back over to his channel and was streaming us. That's what we got told in the chat. So at one point then, I don't have any other device. I only have my phone, you guys. But my husband had fallen asleep. I grabbed his phone and I went and I looked and I have it on mute because I'm on stream. So I don't want to have it make a noise. So BX is muted. I can't hear him, but he's not streaming. I could see he wasn't streaming. I wasn't there but for a second. And when I was there in his chat, there was a couple comments about making fun of us being ridiculous, but even talking about this because we're not helping KJ lose. And isn't that our goal? So
No. No. Why does he think our goal? I mean, honestly, that's what people misunderstand. Like, I think KJ's going to lose because I think she did what they're suing her for. They're suing her for defamation. They're not like, how are we helping the other side just because? That's what blows me away is people's like, don't you want KJ to lose? Well, yes, and I think that she will because Tati is suing her for defamation. So yes, I think she's going to lose. Just because I say this one declaration doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think it's 100% truthful. I do think it's going to, maybe the judge is going to be like, this wasn't vetted properly or whatever, and they may discount that. But I don't think that's going to take away from all the things that Katie said about Tati and her husband, and that's what they're suing her for. So when BX is like, "Isn't this y'all's agenda? Like, is the what
no,
you want?"
not BX. LB, not it wasn't BX.
Who was
in
it?
the chat? In his chat.
Oh, somebody in the chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't hear BX say a word. No,
well,
no.
The point still stands that I
In
don't know
his
why
chat.
people think that.
Right, right.
I don't know.
Right. So I went back and reported what I just seen, and I guess I should have taken a screenshot of what I saw. But I feel like if you look at anything, I don't lie. I've never lied about any one word. So I thought I could. I'm on a panel. We're not up there with receipts. I thought I could say, "Hey guys, they think we're silly." I said I can't hear BX at all. I made that clear. And then it hit me. Now wait a minute. He left T-Spiracy's stream. Did he have screenshots? Did he take screenshots over back to his channel? Or did he just talk? Because I'm going to bet money he just talked. And so what he was blaming me of is exactly what he did.
Right. Yep.
So it really irks me. Really. Oh.
That girl said I couldn't believe Maria said I couldn't believe the overwhelming anxiety I felt from listening to it. I can't imagine Waxy's must have been feeling, and me too. Like it was anxiety inducing listening to it.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you guys, but yes.
No, like for you is what I was like. I can't believe Waxy's been.
I really appreciate that, and to be honest, and this will make me some sort of name, I'm sure, for him. But to be honest, I could hardly sleep, and then the next day, I had anxiety so bad. And I was talking to, I have 3 children, and I was talking to my one son, and I said, "Hey, you're not going to believe what happened last night. You remember this guy I've been talking to you about on YouTube, and with the nasty song and the retro TV shows?" And he's like, "Yes." "Oh my God, he beat me up." He literally just slayed me. And they're like,
how did it end?
You don't be doing that.
How did it end, Waxy? Did you hang up or did you stay till the end of it? Or
he out. You're out. Get out of here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Get out of here.
It's terrible.
But it's over. And you know what? I'll be the discussion here for another few days, and then this won't be what we'll be talking about. So
right. Well, I'm glad you came on.
Well, thank you for having me. And I really, the KJ, this video that you were just covering, you guys, I made a video on it, but I didn't. I'll try to keep it a short story, but I literally, because of my tech abilities and my phone being full when I make videos, you guys, I don't know what you all do with your videos, but the phone can't hold enough videos.
Right.
So I had made my video and then I went to send it, upload to over to YouTube, and it won't leave my phone. It says your storage too full. You can't make that move. So I thought I'll get rid of some videos so that'll happen. And I did. And they were clips of what was in my video I was shooting over there. So now they're gone. They're gone. So I went back to the trash bin, bring them back. But then I thought, well, maybe I should send the stuff to the cloud. Maybe that would help. It never made it to the cloud. And the funny part is the clips of the video you're watching and other comments that I had in my video are still all there. It's just the parts of me. And that was the hard work, videoing what I was trying to say. So they're still missing, you guys. They didn't come back. So that video is now like, what, 2 weeks or a week ago or something? Nobody's going to want to hear my 2 cents now.
That's not true.
Well, there's more stuff to work on now.
Yeah.
Every day.
Do you use iMovie?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
Too. That happens to me sometimes. Like I'll go to like upload, like save it, and then it'll say your storage is full. So I'll go back and I'll delete older videos that's what I do. I kind of let it fill up, and then I'll go delete videos that I uploaded like last month. And then after time, I'll just go like save them to my computer. I'll actually go like to my video and like download it to my computer or something. That way, if somehow my YouTube channel like crashes or something, I can have my videos. But I have to do that every so often. But like you said, if you accidentally delete a clip that was in that video, it messes the video up. Yeah, it messes the video up. You can't. It'll tell you like this video. Pieces of this video has been deleted, so this video is incomplete now, basically. Yes. So you got to be very careful.
Scrolling, it's like, here's the clip of the video you guys just playing, and then it's me talking. Nope, that's not there anymore. Just like, so, boy, when you learn, you learn. And I really was invested. That's why you saw me in the comments. I'm like, no, there was no chocolate. I watched Jess's video, not Katie's. I watched Jess's video. Then Katie makes a video on it, and it's like, you're lying. Those children never asked for chocolate. And you implied that they're being deprived chocolate. And they didn't care a dang bit, you guys.
If they're being deprived chocolate and a little bit of TV time watching Peppa Pig, they really got it bad. Those poor children.
Yeah, I think Jess did everything right. And
they're forced to go outside and get fresh air.
Get a little bit of Bible study, and they don't have to watch the TV. And I don't know if you noticed my comment, but do you think any time her little guy's been even to a creek or a pond, let alone an ocean? Come on, you guys. And she's picking on these people.
No, I don't think her kid's ever seen a creek.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, absolutely what you're saying. I used to swim in a creek.
Anything. I'm kidding. So anyway, thanks, guys. I'll watch the rest of you guys, and I love tonight. You did a great job. A great job.
Oh, thank you for coming. I'm so glad Leslie came too. LB, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was infuriating, the stream that she was in the other night.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I can't, like, it irks me so bad. Like, it would be one thing if you're a good parent and, like, that's what a lot of people say about me is like, they're like, we like to see you interact with your kids. We like the fact that when your kid cries, you get up to go see what's wrong with your kid. We like the fact that you work your YouTube around your kids. Like, you're not on YouTube all the time because you're taking care of your kids. So it would be one thing if she was very involved with her kids and we knew that as viewers or as people that just know her. But we know different. We know that she's not involved with her kid. And she has said it. It ain't like it's something that we're speculating on. She has said it. We have seen her go slam the door when he's out there yelling. We have seen her say, I don't know where he is or what he's yelling about. And apparently my husband doesn't care. We have seen him come in there and her say, oh my God, you guys, I'm going to hate this. Oh my God. Like, so as that kind of parent, that you have one child, and we see you do those things to him on camera, and usually what you do on camera, it's probably 10 times worse off camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what she allows us to see, her speaking that way to him. So there's a reason why we feel the way that we feel. So when you're sitting on your stream talking about parents that are literally trying to spend time with their kids, taking them to a beach, and trying to steer their kids in the right direction by teaching them about God, you have the right to like say anything about them and about how the mom doesn't have like a maternal bone in her body. Like, she has more maternal bone in her big toe than you have ever had in your entire life, whatever, like in her pinky toe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take that. It honestly makes me mad when I hear her talk about certain things.
Oh yeah. When I saw that video, I was like, I think I named my video "You've Got to Be Kidding," right? Or something. I was just flabbergasted. I can't even think of a good word. Like, she literally said no maternal instincts about that girl who spent the day with her children, recording them. And Katie said, you couldn't be bothered to put your recorder down. Are you kidding me? I can't. Like,
yeah. She is not the one to say you couldn't be bothered to put your camera down. Like, because she cannot be bothered to ever put her camera out. She probably live right now.
Probably. Woo. I don't know. I think that was a attempt at being funny and a huge fail. But
Huge.
she thinks she's funny, so she wouldn't know it was a fail, maybe.
Someone said a while ago, after knowing what we know about BX, do we think maybe that it's possible that Katie was telling the truth about what happened between him and her? I don't, because I saw like the screenshots of where he's like, can I interview you? And she's like, yes. And I think it was supposed to, he was literally going to like help her, like prove that, like, he was going to like help her because she was getting a lot of crap for putting out a story that was not true. So he was going to help her. So he was doing an interview. So my opinion, as a YouTuber, if I'm doing an interview with someone that is not going to be live right then, or they're like, I'm going to know that they're either writing down what I'm saying or they're recording what I'm saying. I mean, I done a stream the other night, like a practice stream with another creator. I'm going to do a collaboration with her later this week on Wednesday. And like, she recorded it. Like, I knew, like, it was like, we were like kind of getting to know each other, and, you know, for the stream that we're going to do coming up. And she recorded it. I there wasn't even a question that she was going to do that, you know, like, I knew it. And that wasn't even the actual stream. Like, right. I just knew, like, she's probably going to record this. So if it would have been her saying, hey, can you come, let me interview you? So yeah, I still think that Katie lied about that. And I think at that point, BX probably had good intentions. So now I don't know what the deal is with him. Like, I don't know if
he's just paranoid. I think he really thinks people want to cancel him, when I don't think that's people's intentions.
Right.
But did you see, there was another one, the channel is called Murder by Design, and it was two ladies that did you see that one where at the beginning they said the video was done made or posted in September of 2019, I believe. But at the beginning of the video, they said, well, we're recording this, but not with any intentions. We're not going to use it. Yeah. We're not going to use it. It's just for us to refer back to. And they posted that chat. Well, come to find out, as soon as that collab was over, that wasn't, I don't know why it was recorded if it wasn't meant. I don't know.
What happened was Katie lied on them. Like, they did record it, and it was just for them to like kind of go back to, so they could like watch again, because they talked about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case.
And they were offering her source and information and stuff too. The whole video.
Yes, the lady, Murder by Design. Mm-hmm. One of the ladies was actually like the spokesperson for Gypsy Rose Blanchard after she went to jail. Right. Mm-hmm. Me and her I know her, like, we've talked a good bit, and I've like kind of promoted them a little bit like a while back. But anyways, she was like the spokesperson for Gypsy Rose Blanchard after Gypsy went to jail, but she like broke away after a while. So Katie was like talking to them and they recorded it. But Katie then went and done a video lying about what was said. So they was like, well, fine, if you're going to lie about it, we'll just put it out. And then she was like, they illegally recorded me. But then in the video, it's like they like released the rest of it where they're like, hey, we're recording it, but not for any reason, just for us to like kind of have it. So it wouldn't be the first time that she's yelled. She even told me that I recorded her illegally.
Yeah. But she's a victim,
Always.
She's a victim.
Oh, and someone said earlier, and I've heard KJ said this as well, that KJ did believe in God until like she had all the issues that she had with her son, and that kind of like turned her against God. To me, if I was her, that would give me even more reason to believe in God, because your son has suffered so much and been on the brink of death, and you've seen those doctors save him sometimes where they probably didn't think that they would save him. So to me, that's more to show you God's work than anything. Like maybe if there wasn't a God, maybe things wouldn't have went that way. So I know for me, like having Dakota, he was like a little bit earlier and he's went through a lot of stuff. And to me, I see like I don't even see how you could look at children, just my opinion and what I've seen in my children and things that they've went through, and think that there's not a God. So I would feel like, I honestly feel like her saying like, oh, my kid almost died, so I just feel like there can't be a God considering my kid almost died. Like to me, it would give me even more reason to think, well, there is a God.
Not only can there not be a God, but you're a dumbass if you believe it, because you're like a cult. You're manipulated. It's just, did you, that was the big deal about that video. Her kid, she told the Murder by Design people, yes, she didn't take a half of a second to pretend like she was thinking about an answer when they said, do you think your kid could be manipulated into murder?
Yes, absolutely. My son's on the spectrum, and I do not think for a second. I think my son can be, if he's hanging around with his older siblings or a group of kids and they're like, hey, go do this, like go kick the ball over, or just go do something like small that you're not supposed to do. First off, that's just boys being boys, but him being on the spectrum, he may, but I don't think for a second. I know other autistic kids that no, they're not going to be like so vulnerable that they're going to murder someone, that they could be just told, hey, you should go kill that person. Okay, sure.
Yeah, and it was so weird because like at the beginning of that video, she kept, it's like it was back and forth. They had to disagree with each other, her and those women. But those women would say something and she's like, you can be autistic and be very intelligent. So she was like taken up for autistic. But then that woman said, do you think your son could be manipulated? And when she said yes, that woman was like, huh? Like, I didn't expect that answer to come out of your mouth that fast, maybe. And she said, but people with autism are very easily manipulated. Well, a while ago, they were super intelligent. They could be super intelligent. And I think both. A person without autism can be easily manipulated. It just
Absolutely. There's people, there's men that has let women manipulate them to the point to where they kill their wives or something. It's just, and I think their point there was like Gypsy Rose Blanchard's boyfriend. Katie was trying to say that like maybe he was autistic or something, and the ladies were trying to say like, no, we think he was like okay, well enough to know that he knew what he was doing.
He's smarter than they.
Right. He's smarter than he's pretending to be. He's trying to get off with like a certain type of, saying that he's not all there situation. And they were saying like, and one of the ladies worked with the family and like kind of knew. And she was like, no, if you read the letters and you read the text messages and you like, like he's capable, he knew what he was doing, and they even said when they was like, do you think your son can be manipulated into murder and so on? She was like, yep. They said that is the first time we have ever heard anybody say that has a child that's on the spectrum ever say that they think their child could be manipulated into killing someone.
Yeah, and he might hear that one day. Like, some of the things she says, like we had this conversation, and to hear her version of what he says, he sounds way more advanced than she's explained him being. And then you see him on camera and he's talking and he didn't used to. And They didn't know if he ever would. Of course, he was late verbal, maybe. I don't know. But he could be like a little miracle kid. He's cute as a button, first of all. And bless his heart, I think she said he would never or he'll always need guidance as far as living with someone. You don't know that. The Lord can do amazing things. And yes, I believe in the Lord. And if she don't, then science can do amazing things too. She don't know. Nobody knows when you're going to die. Nobody knows how tomorrow's going to be. So that kid might turn 17 and say, I got that piece out of here and run.
Yeah. I remember her saying, yes, Pippi Longstocking, and I actually have the clips from the article where she said her son was misdiagnosed with autism. But I watched a little clip of a video where she said something about, her son will probably, when she dies, her son will probably still be living in her basement, and that's okay with her. And I'm like, but why would you not want to encourage him to? I mean, one of my best friends.
She said that verbally, or
she said that verbally. She said, when I die, my son will probably still be living in my basement, or he will be living in my basement, and that will be okay with me. Basically saying he'll probably never be able to live on his own. And let me tell you, I've seen that little boy plenty, and he seems like for his age, he's smart as a whip, pretty much, So my best friend and her grandma works at a company called the SARC, and it's for people that are mentally handicapped. And these people, they live on their own, and every day they go to work, what they call work, but it's really like this kind of group thing setting where these people are there to help them, and they actually give them little jobs so they feel like they're like a part of something. And then they ride a bus home at like 5 o'clock in the evening, and some of them have to have people from the workplace come sit with them till like 8 o'clock at night, make them dinner, whatever. But they live on their own. And I know plenty of people that, just for me looking at her kid, I think he could absolutely live on his own. I don't see. So for her to just automatically throw that to him, that's his future. That's probably his future. He'll probably end up living in my basement, and I'll die, and he'll be living there. Then what? Why would you why not want more for him?
Right.
You're just putting that in the universe for that to be what it is. I will put it out there. No, he is going to do well. He is going to get a job. People's not even going to know what he went through or the problems that he had.
Well, she was sad fishing. She was sympathy getting.
100%.
So I don't know. She's a human, in my opinion. I would never. You want your children to do better and be better than you. And have more than you, in my opinion. And my ex, I have an ex who had a cousin with Asperger's, which is kind of like, it's on the spectrum, I think. It's and they said he's high functioning. He moved here from out of state and lived with my ex's parents. They said he'd never live alone, but he could work. He had part-time jobs, and he was here a year and got engaged. He could absolutely live alone, but he couldn't live alone. He had his girlfriend, and she had no issues. But I mean, he would need somebody just like when I was married, my husband was absolutely healthy, but needed me to keep up with some stuff. I'll handle the finances and you handle the yard work. You know what I'm saying? So he just maybe needed some guidance, but you don't say he'll never live alone or he'll never be able to take care of himself.
I don't understand why, as a parent, you would even put that out there. Someone at Puddin 806 asked about my son's eye. His appointment was today, and we went, and his vision is coming back. It went from 2050 to 2025. So the eye doctor thinks that he's going to have a full recovery. He thinks in a week he'll be back to 2020. So we got a good report from the eye doctor today. Thankfully. Does anyone really believe that her son is as sick as she claims he is? It's my personal opinion that he did struggle a lot, but I think now he does a lot better than we're told.
Yeah, I think he was sick. I definitely think he did have a rough infancy and childhood, and I think he's come along, maybe even further along than they expected. if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But he seems super smart, and he's so cute. Oh my gosh, there's
Very
a
cute. Yes,
you don't
absolutely.
see much of him, but there is a picture of him behind her in her little couch where she does her IG lives. And I don't know if someone screenshotted a video that he walked by or if she actually took a picture of him. I doubt it. But it's her looking in her phone and he's behind her. And he is so stinking cute.
Yes, yes.
Oh
It's
my
a
goodness.
shame. I feel like it's a shame that I feel like kids should get to experience riding bikes with their parents and, you know, throwing the football outside with their parents and, you know, jumping on a trampoline with their parents. And like I said, I have 6 kids and I try to spend time with like each one of them, like every day. Me and Sean just started this not too long ago. Well, actually, like Kennedy's leg, she just got back to where she could jump on the trampoline. But we recently started it to where every day while the kids are at school, we take her outside and we spend like 30 minutes to an hour jumping with her on the trampoline. Just her, me, him, and her. And it's so fun. Like she loves it. While obviously there's stuff that we need to be doing. I could be in here cleaning my house. I could be in here doing a YouTube video. He could be in here doing his schoolwork.
But that's time she'll always remember, and y'all will always remember that you don't normally get when you got 6 kids. That I mean, it's hard to get that time.
Yeah, yeah. In the end, like when the other kids get here, like we'll go on the bikes and ride around the block on the bikes, you know. Me and Paris, like she's my older girl, so like we'll go, me and her go to Walmart and ride around a little bit and just hang out and talk and listen to music, and it's so fun because now she's 15 and she drives, and like we'll be riding around and we'll be playing music, old country music that I grew up to, and we just be jamming, and it's so like it's my time with her, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like I feel so bad for kids that don't get that.
Yeah, I saw that when your whole arrest thing was going on. Katie says she's up on the computer all hours of the night, like late into the early in the morning. Yeah, she's got 6 kids, so
Have to do it for the most
does
part.
her internet around her children.
Exactly. That's literally when when my kids would go to bed. It's normally when I do my YouTube, either during the day when they're at school, and when Kennedy's like maybe taking a nap, or when she's hanging out with Sean or something like that, or when they're asleep. And like, she may think that it's something for me to be up late all the time, but let me tell you, I got 6 kids, so I'm used to not getting a whole lot of sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and the littlest one hadn't been too terribly long where he was sleeping through the night, probably. If you
Right. She's 3. She still wakes up a couple times, you know, 1 or 2 times.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's to not understand mothers. I guess I don't know. I remember. She hardly invites it. Donna said if he can swallow his teeth, why can he? I think he can. She says he won't eat. He doesn't get his nutrition, but I've never like really questioned or talked on that a lot because I don't know the answers, and I feel uncomfortable talking about him as far as his medical and the feed and tube thing. Just because I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carrie, you're right. She says I seen that too, where she said he only likes to eat M&Ms and Cheetos.
Yeah, she said he doesn't eat. He doesn't get his nutrition.
Yeah, so therefore they keep him on the. But my thing is, honestly, like I don't really think that's what it's for. Like I think if your kid they can eat food, but they won't eat food. It's your job as a parent.
I agree.
This is what you're eating. Unless, like, I don't know if his feeding tube is necessary, but I feel like if he can eat Cheetos and M&Ms, then maybe he could eat real food. And because she said that he won't, like, all he will eat with is that he don't want to eat anything else. Well, if he can, and you can remove that, why not remove it and just do your job as a parent and be like, no, you're eating this, or you're not going to play on your tablet tonight. You know?
Right. Try it. But anywho, girlie, I gotta get in the bed. Thank you so much for coming. It's been
You're welcome.
So much fun having you on. And sorry about all the technical difficulties at the beginning. I'm glad we jumped over on StreamYard.
Yes, I have technical difficulties almost every time I try to go live. So this was not planned. Little Red messaged me like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, like, an hour or two before stream. So yeah, what are you doing this evening?
Yes. So, or I would have like told more people on my side of it or whatever, which everybody's here for the most part. But yeah, I'm gonna do a stream with Wildflower Gypsy. Do you guys know?
Hey, I like her.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a stream with her like Wednesday, and we're just gonna kind of talk about probably some KJ stuff, probably some Teen Mom stuff, probably some reality TV stuff. And then I'll probably have her on my channel after that because she's got like 2,000 subs. So I want to kind of help her if I can, you know.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Wednesday. But I had a good time here. I hope I didn't get you in trouble by kind of going off.
Oh no, it was great. And I appreciate everyone that's hung in here. It's been a long one.
Yeah.
But I've had fun. I have.
Yeah, I had fun. I'm glad Flossie came and hung out with us too.
Oh, me too. When I would hit mute, I could hear her better after a few seconds. So I don't know if she has a bad signal.
She does. She lives in the boondocks where
I
there's.
talked to her a couple times on the phone, and I can never hear her for long. It's terrible.
She has horrible service.
Yeah, we had to gear some better internet. Well, thank you for coming. Someone asked, "Are you going live after this?"
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
No. My son has my other son has an orthodontist appointment tomorrow, so I'm about to switch the laundry around, wash their water bottles, and wash my face and go to bed.
Me and Mom. What time's Wednesday night? Do you have a time yet?
Well, it's going to be Wednesday during the day. It's going to be Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. So it'll be during the day.
On Wildflower's channel? Or your channel?
Yes, on Wildflower channel. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Yes, you guys come and hang out with us.
We will. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks.
Thank you.